Good morning.
Hey, hello. I didn't quite match your energy then, did I?
No, that's
Morning.
That's better. Good morning, each and every one of you. My name's Shaun Ryan. This is the very quiet Bex Edwards.
I'm not quiet at all.
We're going to have a great show. We have got all sorts today, haven't we?
We've got a really good variety, so it doesn't matter what you're looking for. I think we always talk about gardening for everyone here at UGarden. We do really believe in that, and this show sums it up, doesn't it?
It is. We've even got a few houseplants as well, so if the house is looking a little bit bare, stay with us right now. Now, we've got a fantastic free gift.
Okay, yeah. So
really good one. We did this last year. You absolutely loved it. We had so many great pictures come in, didn't we?
We did.
Including yours.
I thoroughly enjoyed growing the sweet peas, and this is what you're going to get. So you're going to get a packet of 100 of our super scented sweet pea
50.
mix. Sorry, 50. Apologies. No, actually...
But if you get 2 bags...
The reason I went 100 is because actually the selection from this was over 100 varieties, and that's how it then got selected down. That's where I had the number in my head.
Recovered, Bex.
I'm sorry, that's where that number was. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed growing these last year. So they come to you as seeds. Every single one of mine germinated, and I got the most beautiful results from these. They were incredible. The scent was amazing. And this, there they are. Yay! Look, on my windowsill in our little propagator kit. That's them later on. The scent that came from them was just beautiful. Really easy to grow. And ultimately, it's a free gift for you today.
And I am going to admit, Bex did win the sweet pea competition last year. I do think yours were better than mine.
They were good, weren't they?
Mine were really nice, but I don't know. I think because you started yours a bit earlier inside, yours did do a bit better than mine. So I'm going to concede. Bex won last year, but this is a new year. This is a new challenge. And I am very competitive, so we're going to grow sweet peas again. And you will get a free bag with every single order worth the best part of £10. That's a lovely free gift, it really, really is. And they are, I always think with sweet peas, I mean, I remember growing them as a child. One of the first things that I grew with little bits of string up the fence.
Yeah.
But they're easy, but they are beautiful and super scented as well. So that is your free gift. You do need to use the code YGTV0325. What else have we got for you?
Well, the free gift will also unlock your free postage. So as long as you get your order to over £40 and you use the code, which this week is YGTV0325, you will get free postage on your order. So this is a chance to fill your basket, get ready for the year ahead of gardening and get as many things as you want.
Oh, I'm so excited about the gardening season. And if you didn't know, we have made our club membership even better. I know a lot of you regulars know this already, but now, if you are a club member, you will save 15% off every plant, our pots, our compost, and so much more. If you're not a club member, I am going to suggest you join it today because you will save a fortune. It used to be a 10% discount, but I had a word with the boss and I managed to get it to 15.
Yeah, you did a good job there, Shaun.
Yeah.
Did a really good job.
Thanks, Bex.
Shaun has the best ideas, makes it happen.
I tell you what, it wasn't our idea, but I don't care.
No,
it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
So,
whoever it was.
15%. So that's why you will see 2 prices on the screen. One will be a red price, which is still excellent, but the discount price that Bex is very, very accurately pointing to right now is $8.49 for the Peach Red Haven. So that is a 15% saving. You'll find that on everything if you are a club member. Is that where we're going to start then, Bex, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a great...
Check out the size of that, first of all. How cool is that?
I would say about $1.20 m.
Yeah, I would have thought so. And look, multi-branched as well, so you're going to get some really decent results from this. And how cool is it to grow your own peaches in the UK?
And you might be thinking, you can't grow peaches in the UK. This is fully winter hardy.
Yeah, it's
really
fully winter hardy. It's the perfect time to plant because obviously we're still in that bare root planting season. It is ideal situation, particularly if you're planting this in a pot, which you absolutely can.
Yes, like our heavy duty pots down there.
Fantastic to grow these in pots. They just want to go in a really nice, bright, sunny spot, don't they? And you want to thin out the peaches once they start to grow. But listen, we'll go into those details. But actually, you will be able to create your own delicious, juicy peaches from the Red Haven.
I mean, one of my own gardening goals this year is to do more grown your own.
Yeah,
it really
definitely
is. Makes sense. I mean, when you think of what you pay for even 4 peaches in the supermarket, you probably spending the best part of £2 to £3 for 4 peaches that will have travelled the world wrapped in plastic. You can grow your own. And we often forget to say, but not only do you get the beautiful peaches, but you get that gorgeous blossom in springtime as well.
It's beautiful as well.
Yeah.
The lovely pink blossom you're going to get in springtime. It's a self-fertile tree, so you don't need to worry about having other varieties and what have you. It's self-fertile, no issues here. It'll probably, at maximum height, you know, get to around 2 metres, but it will live happily in one of our heavy-duty pots, which means that if you don't have masses of space, you don't need a great big orchard in order to grow your own fruit trees. We specialise in giving you sort of gardening for everyone, but also for those smaller spaces. And
I like the leaves on a peach tree. They're actually quite attractive. They're quite long
aren't they?
Yeah, and sort of tapered. They're really beautiful. The only thing I always think with the peach tree, when it's in blossom, you just want to protect the blossom slightly if it's extra wet or cold.
Yeah, so the peach tree is fully winter hardy, but if you want to ensure you're getting really decent crops, then do think about protecting that blossom when it appears. You know, when we're in springtime, we still get a few nights where it's a bit frosty. Yeah. Those are the kind of times we're thinking of here.
But I mean, what an amazing price, Bex. Yeah. £8.49 to grow.
Look at the saving, £15.
You don't have to produce about 9 peaches and you get your money back. You know, but it will produce kilos and kilos for many, many decades to come. So for club members, I mean, it's normally £25. You're going to get it for £8.49. That's about a third of the price actually that it should be. Yeah. And if you go to our website, it's there on special for £19.99. But all of you, you fantastic, YouGarden TV viewers, use that offer code YGTV0325. You'll get it for £8.49 if you're a club member.
This is the benefit of shopping with us here at YGTV. On our website at the moment, it's still, like, what is it, £18 on the website or something?
No,
£19.99, so it's half of what is on the website for YouGarden customers. And this is why we want to get the word out about YGTV.
I'm going to buy that, you know, because I don't have a peach tree.
Yeah, why not? You've got the space, Shaun. You can fit all these things in.
So I have got the space, but actually you don't need the space.
No, very true.
You don't. I mean, you could...
Very true.
Yeah, you could actually grow this on a balcony.
I just mean you've got the space to add everything into
Yes,
your
no,
garden
I know. But yeah, you could actually grow this even on a balcony as well. Right, now we are both uber excited. I mean, we often talk rhubarb, don't we, on the show? But we are both uber excited because we actually have real rhubarb on the show. It's another one that I've got my eye on because I have not grown rhubarb. I have got, do you know, it's decades, Bex, but you grew yours quite recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was it last year you grew some?
Well, no, I've had them for years. So
where is it in your garden? Is it in a pot or is it in the
ground?
No,
it's in a border. It's in the bright sunny border, just the other side of the conservatory.
I do remember, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think I planted it, definitely, and it was when we moved into that house. We've been there for 10 years, so I've been growing it for 10 years. And it's fantastic because it's obviously a perennial vegetable that comes through, which is brilliant, first of all. And it's ridiculously easy to look after. And I mean, the rhubarb crumble is one of my favourite things to make.
Covered in cream.
I absolutely adore it. And I make it with my own rhubarb. And then if I get too much rhubarb, I freeze it. What I do is I blanch it just for like a minute
and then freeze it. I actually remember you brought some rhubarb crumble in last year.
I did.
You did, yes. I did. And it was absolutely delicious.
So rhubarb is just the most easy thing, and actually I think it's a really beautiful plant as well because you get these lovely long stalks and the leaves that you get are massive. Yeah,
I think, as you say, just as an ornamental plant, because I always wanted a gunnerer.
Yes.
But I think they're banned now in the UK.
Are they?
Yeah, I think you can't get hold of them. I think it's something to do with them being a bit evasive and stuff. I may be wrong.
Okay, yeah.
I may be wrong.
Don't know.
But very similar leaves. But I think just a rhubarb, plant. It looks amazing, doesn't it?
It does.
It's quite striking.
It looks very beautiful. They get gorgeously big. I get multiple sort of crops from mine throughout the summer. This one's an early variety, so you can be picking this as early as sort of February and March, actually, once this gets established. But it just keeps growing for you. So you'll pick it, you'll make your rhubarb crumble or whatever you're doing, and then you'll go back again, sometimes 4 weeks later, and you've got more stalks to be able to pick. It's incredible.
So Yeah, another one that I really want to go for.
I love it. It's genuinely one of my favourites.
To be fair, you do need a bit of space for rhubarb, though, don't you?
Yeah, because it does sort of get quite big, but mine's just... Do you know what? I've got a little section there where I've got the rhubarb, I've got the rosemary next to it, I've got thyme on the other side, and then actually what I do is I mix in a few bulbs and things in between that just pop up in between them all. And it just sits there happily against that sunny fence, growing away.
Do you think you get away with growing this in a heavy-duty pot, Bex?
Yeah, you could, yeah, absolutely. But the thing with rhubarb is you do need to divide it.
Yeah.
I haven't divided mine, I don't need to.
But you normally do.
Probably should have done by now, but certainly if it's in a pot, you'll need to think about dividing it maybe every... You won't need to do it for the first few years, but maybe every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, so if you haven't got the space in the ground, then again, our heavy-duty pots are fantastic, and you could go, if you get a set of, we're doing a set of 4 today, we are, aren't we, on the heavy-duty pots. You could have your peach tree in one, you could have your rhubarb in another, then you've got 2 for doing your everyday tasks as well.
Yeah.
So that is the rhubarb. RHS Water Garden Merit as well.
RHS Award of Garden Merit, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I mean it is so easy. Honestly, anybody can grow this. Doesn't matter your abilities, or if you're brand new, you've never planted anything in your garden. Rhubarb is ridiculously simple. Just quick top tip: please do not crop too heavily in the first year.
Yeah, good tip.
You need to get it established. You can take a few stalks. But don't pick too heavily in the first year or 2. After that, you'll get loads.
So we've just had Claire join the chat, and Claire said she's killed every rhubarb plant she's ever had.
Oh, Claire!
Claire, I don't know how.
Okay, Claire, keep it well watered, put it somewhere sunny, don't overpick it in the first few years.
Yeah, I think...
That's kind of it, really. And if you see flower spikes coming off it, cut those off instantly.
And rhubarb does like a good sort of like decent soil, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yes, it does. Give it some nice, good, nutrient-rich soil. Plant it in our heavy-duty compost. That's definitely going to make a difference for sure.
Who else is on Facebook? Ian. Good morning, Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Ian's interested in one of our tricky carpets. We're going to have a look for those.
Yeah, Craig might go and get one for us.
So we'll fetch one in. Is that okay, Ian?
We'll see if we can do that. Stick around, Ian. We'll see if we can bring it in for you.
Yeah, you know, anything you want to see, anything you want to know about. We're live, we're interactive. We love to hear from you. That's what this show is all about. I'm feeling so bright and breezy today.
I am. Good morning to everybody in the YouTube chat. Hello, Elaine is there saying good morning to us. Grimmy is in. He's saying good morning. He also said, I don't live far from the Rhubarb Triangle in West Yorkshire.
Oh, yes.
I don't know the Rhubarb Triangle. What is this?
It is quite famous. I think well, I might be wrong here, but I think it's one of the best areas in the UK for rhubarb.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm going to look that up. Thank you for that, Grimmy. George is in the chat as well. Good morning, George. Elaine says, rhubarb, love it. My late mother grew it, so it's going in the basket.
Yeah. Elaine,
I need to put my glasses on. I'm going to have to stop trying. Anyway.
Have you noticed whenever I read anything, I've got to read it really close now.
Yeah,
but we're in our 30s now, Bex. These things happen.
I know, it's hard, isn't it?
Don't forget the free gift today is the Sweet Pea Super Scent. Great free gift, worth nearly £10. That is free with every single order today. Right, anyone else in the chat? I know Neil's probably not there yet.
Ruth's just joined us as
well,
Ruth. So good morning to Ruth. Neil, I'm sure, will be in very soon. But if you want to join in the chat, please do. We're on YouTube, as I say. Stu will look after the Facebook one. You can also email us on ygtv@ugarden.com.
Stu says, would we like to see a bonus feature today?
Yes, please. I'd love to see a bonus feature.
I've got no idea what you're talking about, Stu.
This is a surprise for us. What would we like to buy today?
What would I like to buy?
I'm kind of keen on the lime tree. Not mixing the lime, the caviar lime.
Well, I want to buy the peach tree and the rhubarb.
There you go.
Right.
We're going to put those 3 things in the basket. What we're going to do
We have
then,
no idea what's going on at the moment, right? We're just listening.
Surprising.
Stu is in charge of the technical things. He's just speaking to us.
Okay. All right, so we've got the citrus lime in. Oh, hang on a minute. I can see... Oh, I'm not talking. I'm not allowed to talk yet. We're going for the peach.
Yeah.
There it is, yeah.
Again, ignore these prices because we haven't put our offer code in yet.
Hang on, ads.
And I want the rhubarb.
Yeah, please.
I'm excited about growing rhubarb.
You have to have rhubarb.
Yeah.
And making rhubarb crumble is really easy as well. There it is.
Right.
Okay. Let's have a look at the basket now then. Oh, we need to remove the code. Bear with us. There we go. Look, that's what I spotted a second ago. There's a mystery bulb pack.
Hang on, do we get that as well?
And it's free. So if we put the code in now, does that mean we also get our sweet
Do we
peas?
get 2 freebies then?
We do.
So hang on, Stu, why did you not tell us that? Apparently it's just been, we've just done it.
Highlighted.
We've just done it as a random extra.
So
hang on, so Stu, if we just bought one thing, would we still get the 2 freebies?
So, yeah, let's just do the half price red.
Oh, we're loving this.
Haven peach, look.
Oh, my word. Now,
okay, yeah.
Some of the berries, by the way, are $8.99 postage, but even that, right, £19. The peach tree is normally $24.99 anyway, and you're getting the mystery bulb pack and the sweet peas, and the total order there is $18.98. And for club members, you'd save $1.50, so yours would be $17.48.
That's so cool, isn't it?
Amazing.
I mean, if you get your order to over £40, of course, get rid of that postage cost.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be very happy.
So
aren't you?
you're going to get 2 free gifts today with every order.
Hey!
We've never done that before.
I love that.
So say if you just go for the honeyberries today. I mean, look at that again. You know,
only $6.99 for that honeyberry.
You are going to have fun today, aren't you?
Aren't you just?
I mean, the value we have got today is incredible, and don't forget, all you
that's
need.
a cute picture.
That is, yeah.
Except my face looks orange. But never mind.
Do you know what? So I was watching a show back the other day, and my iPad froze, and it froze, and me pulling the ugliest face. I've actually done a screenshot of it because I just looked so.
Oh, your picture this morning of Teddy.
Oh.
Did anybody see Shaun's picture on Facebook this morning? If not, go on to Shaun's Facebook, Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. He took a picture of himself this morning with Teddy the cat. Teddy was doing the biggest yawn.
Yeah, so Teddy was
a fantastic picture.
Teddy was looking really cute next to me. I thought I'd take a picture. Just as I took the picture, Teddy did these massive teeth with that. Yeah.
Looks like he's going to kill something.
Yeah, no, it's just having a yawn.
We've had a message from Dingo.
Hello, Dingo. Good morning.
Dingo. Keith.
Dear Shaun, the giant gunnerer is banned in UK, but there is a dwarf variety, as I've had it for years. Grows about 5 feet high, leaves get to 4 by 3 feet, easy to split for cuttings.
Do you know that I cannot thank you enough for that information, seriously, Keith. Seriously. Because I do want one, I really do. But I thought I knew they were banned. But if there's a small one that is legal.
Apparently so.
Yes. You better be right with that information.
We'll look into that. All right, we'll come back to the
that's great. Later. I really appreciate that because I always wanted one, and to get a smaller compact one would be ideal.
Yeah, I mean that still gets quite big as well, doesn't it?
It's still quite big, yeah. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much.
That's what it's all about. See, we get to share information with you. You get to share
information
with us.
Was it right about the Rhubarb triangle, or was I just completely making that up?
Oh, we don't know yet. We haven't had a look at that yet. I'm sure there'll be a comment somewhere.
Yes. Do you know, the great thing is, and we mean this hand on heart, you are always learning with gardening.
Yeah.
You're always learning. And we love learning. We love learning with you. It's all a gardening journey, isn't it? But it's great. As many of you know, I run a garden club, and I love sharing information. I really do. So if you want the rhubarb or the peach is already busy. It's the deal of the week. $8.49 is the discount club price. We know most of you are club members, and you will get 2 free gifts today: the Mr. Bulbs and.
Our super scented sweet peas, 50 seeds included in there. And now is the perfect time to be sowing those as well.
I would be gutted if my sweet peas are not at least as good as yours this year. Because I grew sweet peas for years, and Bex only last year, produced. Yours just seemed to have, mine flowered longer. But you had like loads of flowers at once.
Loads, didn't I?
You really did.
Did quite well.
Yeah.
You've got to keep on top of the deadhead.
Hey, actually. Let's make this competition for everybody. So all of
Elaine's already said she's in the competition this year.
Great. So what we want to have a bit of just a friendly competition. Everybody that's ordering today, getting the free sweet peas, we want to share pictures when they are in flower in the summertime.
And if you grew them last year, by all means, send us some pictures of your sweet peas from last year. We'd love to see them. Yeah, that's my look.
Because I'll be honest, I'm going to get sick of seeing Bex's because I'm just going to get more envious. But to bear in mind, they were free. What a lovely display, and they were free. Right, we're a bit sort of on top of it today because we're only into the, is it the
16th
day? 16th of January. Meet Rose of the Year 2025. You to me. Oh, I can't, do not keep singing that song. You to me are everything, the sweetest song. But you're my everything. Rose of the Year 2025, and you can be one of the very first to get it. To get that award, Rose of the Year, is incredible.
It is fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. It's one heck of an accolade that the plant gets this, and You're My Everything has it. We brought it to you as a bare root last year. I can't remember, it was about October or November,
towards the end of the year.
Now we're bringing it to you as a potted rose, so that might be even more appealing to you. We have taken £10 off the price, so we've taken a third off. Remember, you getting your 15% discount as a club member as well, and this is going to be absolutely delightful. Just check out the colours that you've got in there.
What a beautiful... It's got to be beautiful, of course.
Of course. It's a hybrid tea rose as well, so this is great because hybrid teas are the ones that are generally used in sort of floral displays or certainly for cut flowers, because you get nice strong stems on these ones. Single rose at the end, and they tend to be larger roses as well, don't they?
And they tend to be more fragrant as well, don't they?
They do indeed, yeah. So golden, creamy yellow, rich pink tips that you've got on there. It's robust, it's reliable, it's got a light fruity fragrance on there. Slightly more compact growth than you get with other rose varieties, but still this can get to probably 3 feet height, couple of feet spread. And we know, we've talked about it a lot, it's so easy to grow roses. Honestly, it is. There are various things you can do and there's various rules you can follow, but actually roses are quite forgiving if you don't follow those rules.
And also, generally speaking, when a rose gets the award of Rose of the Year, not only will it be beautiful, but it will also be incredibly disease resistant as well. You know, often the roses that are voted the best are not just beautiful, but they are very disease resistant, and that is important. You know, sometimes you can buy cheaper, unnamed roses, but a lot of the time they're just plagued by disease, particularly wet, summers and things. That one is very disease resistant as well. An absolute beauty. I love roses. I think they just give you, when you think about how long roses live for and how long they flower for, they just deliver on every level.
Every single year for many, many years. A little bit of pruning back. I'll be pruning my roses very soon, in actual fact. I'll do a little pruning probably towards the end of January, early February. I'll just keep an eye on the weather. But yeah, absolutely. And they just every year deliver beautiful flowers that bees absolutely adore. It's great for bringing the wildlife into your garden. And if you want to, you could grow these in a pot, you know, it's entirely up to you. Or you could plant them out into your borders, mix them in with all your other perennials and other foliage plants, and just have that gorgeous scent and colour. And
as you were saying, Bex, with it being a hybrid tea, long, strong stems, single roses, they will make great cut flowers. And flowers are not cheap nowadays. No. You know, I always used to buy flowers every week. Yeah. But I don't now, because your average bunch of flowers, £10–15. So I very rarely buy them now, unless I'm entertaining and things. Yeah. Right, we are both uber excited about our citrus.
Yeah, this is the caviar.
It's all gone back.
No, it's all right. The caviar lime tree. This is phenomenal, and I don't know how many of these we've got. Steve,
we've got a handful.
I think it's only a few, isn't it?
There's a handful.
Because Craig was saying that he doesn't think there's many of these.
We'll give you the details because it's a really good price as well.
Yeah, look, it's unique, it's different, it's fantastic. It's evergreens. You're getting this lovely sort of rich evergreen foliage on here. But really, this is about the fruits that are going to appear later on. I just think these are phenomenal. So what you get are they've got this sort of dark outer, and then the inside, it's like little pink caviar beads. That's what it looks like. Now, they start off a really dark green colour and they turn to this pink colour when they are ready to harvest. And what it is a taste and sensation explosion in your mouth, because each one of those little caviar beads kind of pops in your mouth. And I just think the texture, the taste is going to be phenomenal. It's supposed to taste a bit like it's supposed to be a sort of combination of lime and grapefruit. So real beautiful citrusy flavour.
And it does look a little bit grapefruit-esque, doesn't it? I mean, definitely the colour and the sort of like the fleshiness of it. I'm excited about this one.
I like it. You get those white flowers on there, obviously. They're sort of little, they're dainty, but they're aromatic. They're going to be wonderful for pollinators in the garden. It is a citrus, so this is going to need some winter protection. So, you know, once we get... It says sort of winter hardy down to sort of -3 to -5. At that point, then you're going to have to be bringing that inside. Okay, so cool rooms, not into centrally heated homes. Citrus don't like central heating, but if you've got a cool conservatory like me or a cool porch, that would be the perfect place.
Now we should let you know it is spiky.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's quite
big spikes.
Which I know you wouldn't normally expect with the citrus, but yeah, it is a little bit spiky. So just handle with care. But what I love about YouGarden is that we do have such a wide range of plants, and we do have some really kind of like classics and favourites and tried and tested plants, but we do have a wonderful selection of weird, unusual plants that you may well not find anywhere else, and that is a prime example. The pink caviar lime.
Single figures, everybody. There aren't many of these, so this will not be on the favourites table at the weekend because we've got single figures. I purposely didn't place my order this morning because I thought I shouldn't take one.
It's very generous of you, Bex.
If there's any left later on this afternoon, I may consider buying one of these. But yeah, we're on single figures. So if you want one, I don't like to push too hard because that's not what we're about here. But if you do want one, this one's one you need to put in your order soon.
The one thing I'm wondering is how big the fruits are.
Yeah,
because they don't look big, do they?
They're not massive. No, they're not massive. They don't get huge at all. Probably what's that? An
about
inch
some
or two
size
in length. But it's all of those tiny little caviar-like beads in the centre. Honestly, I can't. I want to try one.
Yeah.
I want to put that in because they have this lovely little pop apparently, and then the juice. Oh.
A bit like space dust, I'm thinking.
Space dust. When it crackles in your
I
mouth.
used to love it. Do you remember space dust? Yeah. I think it would be a lot more flavoursome than space dust, and a lot more healthy, I'm sure.
Indeed,
as well.
Yeah.
6800325. I love that. It's got a fascinating story, hasn't it? Now, something that you will be probably a lot more familiar with, clematis, but this is a winter clematis, or clematis, I would say, clematis collection, which I think is extraordinary because these. I mean, we've just been out in the nursery, and I'll be honest, a lot of things because it's been cold. Anything that is sort of like, going to lose its leaves now definitely hasn't it? But look at these. These are, cheers. Thanks, Craig. So these are evergreen clematis that are fully winter hardy, but they've still got all of the leaves on them, and these flower in the winter time, even better.
Yeah, I mean, actually, across these different varieties, we are talking potentially up to 7 months worth of flowering here. Just wonderful blooms, 3 varieties included. You've got the one called Wisley Cream, which has got the lovely creamy bell-shaped white flowers. That'll flower between December and February. It's evergreen, as Shaun said, and it's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit, growing to about 4 metres. About that by 1.5 metres. You've got the Early Sensation, which is that one at the bottom there. So again, the pure white flowers, but those have got that dark green centre. That one will flower between sort of March and May time here, so right towards the end of sort of winter into early springtime. And then we've got the Evergreen Freckles, which is arguably the most beautiful.
And that one flowers the longest, doesn't it?
Well, that one's the longest flowering. We're talking between November and May on that one. And that one also has the RHS Award of Garden Merit here. So we're talking between November and May time.
So yeah, 6 months. And
That's
I've got the only one I have got out of these. I've got the Wisley Cream, but it is beautiful. To see it flowering in the winter is actually quite magical. And I was thinking, because they're evergreen, you may well want to grow these with some deciduous climbers, for example. So you've got the best of both. But I
like the shape of the leaves on that one as well. That's interesting.
Yeah, but I always think there's not enough evergreen climbers around, and most clematis look dreadful in the winter. You've just got a bunch of sort of like very, very
it's bare, isn't it?
Very straggly sticks, haven't you?
Straggly, that's the word.
But those are evergreen. They flower, as Bex was saying, overall the 3 of them would flower from May all the way through to, hang on, I'll try that one again, November through to May. I was going backwards there, May through to November. No. Few more comments coming in.
And apparently you've got your Fatsia arriving today. That's brilliant. That was one of the big ones, right, that we had. That's fantastic.
The really great value ones.
The really good value ones. We don't have many of those. Who said that? Claire was saying some of her roses flowered into December. Same here. Had several roses growing. In fact, I've still got
Oh no, maybe the frost knocked them off.
I was like you. I had a few in December, Claire.
Yeah.
So is that Claire that can't go rhubarb but can
but
go
can't
roses?
grow roses. Well
That's
done,
you, Claire.
We've always got a nemesis. We've each got our own nemesis when it comes to the garden, haven't we?
Mine's the one houseplant that I can never keep is a poinsettia.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. And in the garden, what am I not for good at in the garden?
What's my one? The sparkler flower.
Sparkler flower.
Agapanthus.
Oh yes,
I can't make them flower.
Yeah.
Cannot make them flower. This year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. What's your nemesis?
No,
Come on, you've got to have one.
I don't think I have.
Oh, shut up, Mr. Perfect.
Sorry, I don't think I... No, I don't think I have. But houseplants, poinsettias. Right.
Grimmy's
Grimmy, have you given us some information on this rhubarb triangle? Was I kind of in the right direction?
Right. Rhubarb triangle is roughly Leeds, Wakefield and Bradford. Famous for early forced rhubarb. I think it's grown in the dark to force it initially. Yeah, I was looking. We were talking about that this morning. I was looking. There was loads of videos on like Instagram and places last year where people were forcing rhubarb. They were using big bins to put over the rhubarb and then revealing it, and there was so much in there.
I think it was so sweet. So I was sort of on the right track, wasn't I?
It's interesting.
I didn't know. I couldn't remember the cities actually.
Grimmy says, "When's a good time to move a rose?" So
I would say I'd start doing it sort of February time.
Yeah, it's soon to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Depends what your ground's like. You could do it now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the ground is you know, it's warmed up again, hasn't it? It's looking good. Now would be a good time, and the weather's going to stick like this for a little while. So I've got a couple of things I want to move, so I'll be doing them very soon.
I did once move one in like the height of summer because I just had to.
Not a good time.
And I got it to survive, but I was constantly having to keep on top of the watering, and it really went back a bit. Now would be great. Now February time, just before they really get going.
March. I think you could get away with it in March as well. Maybe even into early April, but I'd say March at the latest. Would be the best time to move things.
I'd get a crack on with it now if you can.
There you go.
So who's just been...
Penny.
Penny!
Good morning,
Good morning,
She's just got in from walking the dog. Hello. Oh, we need the palm.
Right, who was it?
Ian wants to see this. So it was...
Just for you, Ian.
Poor Craig has gone over to get this for us, hasn't he? Oh, wow. This is a really good size.
Yeah. So Ian Rouse, I think it was, and you wanted to see the size of this.
Yeah,
so that's what it looks like, Ian. So it's a big old palm. What price would we do it for, Stu? $19.99.
Wow.
So that's the size of it. They look good, don't they?
That looks really good.
Yeah, and Ian, don't forget today you get 2 free gifts. You get a mystery pack of bulbs and you get your sweet peas as well.
You have to use the code though. Yeah. There's a code on the screen. It says YGTV0325. If you enter that code, that's where you'll get your free gifts included in your order.
But Ian, I've got a few of these palms in my garden. They are fabulous. They really, you know, when I can't afford a holiday, then I just sit in the garden and I feel like a reward. So Ian, let me know if you're going to go for it. There it is. That's yours, Ian.
All right, we've got another one on the favourites table for you, which is rosemary. This is Mrs. Jessup's Upright.
Yes, it all sounds quite like, I imagine, an all-girls school. This is Miss Jessup's Upright.
In fact, there was a Miss Jessup at my school.
Was there?
Didn't go to an all-girls school.
Was she upright?
I can't remember. Mrs. Jessup.
Love this one though.
Yeah, well, I love having rosemary in the garden. It's one of the most used herbs in our British cooking anyway, isn't it?
Jim, it smells gorgeous, doesn't it?
I love rosemary. I can't walk past it without actually stroking the foliage and having a sniff, because that is just amazing. I do love that we're showing you the picture with the flowers on as well, because it is a beautiful plant and when it's in bloom as well.
And I remember going to my friend Lynn. Went to her house last summer, was sat in the garden. She's got a massive rosemary, it's been there years, it was covered in flowers.
Yeah.
And just as a flowering plant, even if you don't like the taste of rosemary, they are beautiful, aren't they?
I think they're gorgeous because, you know, they're useful, because you can use them, but they are incredibly pretty. They're bushy, you get this lovely upright growth from it, but they're vigorous as well, which I think is fantastic, because they can fill a space for you nice and quickly. You can create hedges with them, in fact, you know, sort of, it can get very big. It can get probably 1.5 metres, 2 metres in height. It can spread by that much as well. I keep mine a little bit trimmed. I don't want it to get that big, but it is really dense, bushy, beautiful foliage. It's drought tolerant when it gets established as well. You know, I don't water mine. I just leave it to its own devices. It's really nicely established. And then you get those flowers on there, which, by the way, the pollinators love.
RHS gave it their Award of Garden Merit and the Badge of Perfect for Pollinators. When those flowers appear, honestly, the bees do have a lovely time, and it's really long-lasting. My tip would be, do prune it regularly, because sometimes it's a bit like lavender.
A bit like lavender, gets a bit woody, doesn't it?
If you don't prune it back, it'll just get a bit too woody and leggy. So if you prune it, then you will get nice dense growth from it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, a lot of you know I look after the pub garden in the village. I'm thinking I should just have some rosemary in pots.
Yeah.
Because it looks great, it smells great.
And the kitchen can use it for cooking.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, could do wonders for our Sunday lamb roast.
There you go. Yeah, it's a brilliant plant, honestly.
Look, it smells absolutely divine.
I love it.
And you do get 3, that's a particularly good variety, actually, $12.97. And again, you'll notice there are 2 prices on the screen. The red one is always excellent, but the yellow one is even better, because now you get a 15% discount if you are one of our club members.
Yeah, and if you want to join the club, you can join on your first order, and you will start saving on your first order. That 15%, you can save that today. And then out in the post will come £20 worth of UGarden vouchers, and part of the new club membership deal is that you get a couple of free postage vouchers included as well. If you're already a member, you'll get those when you next renew, just so you know.
But if you're not a member,
you
can join today and save 15% on your entire order. Membership is just £10 on auto renewal. And actually, what do you think about the new club benefits? We would love to hear from you today.
Yeah, let's hear from you.
We think they're great. I mean, you know, my New Year's resolution was to buy more plants anyway, but with the 50% discounts, that certainly is going to happen.
Elaine? From Elaine. Yeah, I just read that, actually.
What she said?
Says Kiwi Jenny has got new shoots on it.
I remember Elaine buying the Kiwi Jenny.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do. So, thank you.
Oh, and good morning to Jess Fisher on Facebook.
Morning, Jess.
How are you this morning?
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, do you know, I'm in such a good mood today. I had the day from... yesterday was a hideous day.
Was it?
Everything went wrong.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So it's nice to be back.
New day today.
Yeah. Lovely to be back with our little family. So Bex and Stu and Craig. You don't see Craig, he's camera shy, but Craig puts all the show together for us in terms of, you know, he does all the hard work, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does all the lugging and carrying.
Yeah, he's out on the nursery today in the freezing cold, bringing all the plants in and things. Oh, I got to meet Ryan the other day as well that puts the show together. Yes!
Yay.
Yes! Does Ryan actually watch the show?
Sometimes they have it on in the office, yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, they put it on the big TV.
It's lovely to meet Ryan, because he puts all the deals together and he's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, let's remind you, you've got loads coming up. Let's remind you of what we've seen so far. So, the deal of the week is the Peach Red Haven. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I can't grow peaches, not in the UK. This is fully winter hardy. The only thing we say is, when it blossoms, sort of like April, May time, you just need to protect the blossom from the frost. So if it is a little bit nippy, put a bit of fleece over it. If you haven't got fleece, just put a sheet over it, a blanket. But just protect the blossom if it's a bit frosty. Now, it only goes about 2 metres. It has beautiful blossom, it has beautiful foliage, and it will produce peaches in the UK. I know we've had so many of you sending pictures of your peaches growing very successfully here in the UK. But it is grown on a mini rootstock, so that's never going to go too big. You can even grow it in one of our 30-litre heavy-duty pots. Right, rhubarb, loads of interest on this. You don't have to live in the rhubarb triangle. Yeah, it's a very famous area for growing rhubarb in the UK. But yes, this is the Timperley Early. Now, it's got the RHS Award of Garden Merit. It's a brilliant variety. The key things are rhubarb loves sun, so nice position. It does like, if you've got a good soil full of organic matter, it will really, really thrive. And I think Bex gave the best tip. Don't be too keen to pick too much rhubarb in the first year. So don't pick too much in the first year, let it get established. But then from then onwards, year 2 onwards, you're going to get massive of delicious sweet rhubarb. Now, we have got Rose of the Year. Called You're My Everything. I giggled there because it sounded like Stu was saying that to me, but he'd never be that kind. But this is the Rose of the Year, this year, 2025. So you are going to be one of the first to get the award-winning Rose of 2025. A beautiful rose, fairly compact, so going to go to about 90 centimetres or so in terms of height. gorgeous fragrance as well, but also incredibly disease resistant. And do remember, it's what they call a hybrid tea. So you get large single roses on strong stems, so great cut flower as well. And that is at 521185. It's a stunning rose. It's got to be. You imagine the competition. And then we've only got a few of this incredible pink caviar lime. Very unusual, this one. I would say it's harder to about -2 or 3, so just bear that in mind. Might need to come inside into like an unheated conservatory or a covered porchway in the winter time, but it produces these incredible fruits that are a wonderful combination of sort of like lime, but then you've got a bit of grapefruit in there, and it is like eating caviar. It really is. So really unusual, really different, and something that I'd love you to try, because you very rarely see those in the UK. Now, we also have the winter clematis mix, and you've got 3 stunning, stunning varieties here. Early Sensation, which you're looking at right now. That's absolutely stunning. Remember, these flower in the middle of winter. So bear that in mind. Then you've got Freckles as well, Evergreen Freckles, which starts to flower from sort of November time all the way through to even May. And you've also got the one that I've got this in the pub garden, the Wisley Cream. It's a lovely clematis. And so they don't lose the leaves, they flower throughout the winter, potentially giving you 6 months of colour. Very, very nice to think of a clematis not losing all of its leaves. And then we've got a really, really nice variety of rosemary called Miss Jessup's Upright. Now, you get 3 of these. Rosemary is a wonderful herb, one of the most popular ones used in cooking, but it also, this variety produces the most magnificent flowers in the summertime. I mean, say my friend's got a big one of these. It's been there, oh God, probably 10, 15 years. And when it's in full flower, it's actually magical. It really, really is. So you've got all the addition of the flowers, great for pollinators, of course, as well, this one, and very nice and easy to grow. And they can grow quite big. You know, if you want to let this grow in the ground, it could even grow to 1.5 meters or so, but ideal for pots as well. 750063. Now, can I just say, it's so lovely to be with each and every one of you. It really is. My name's Shaun Ryan, by the way, with the lovely Bex Edwards. Stu's in the background there, doing all the technical clever things. But if you'd like to be part of the show, because this is all about our garden community, it's all about you. We're here to help give advice, share gardens, share pictures. So if you want to send in any of your pictures of your gardens, or if you've got any comments, you can email us ygtv@ugarden.com. Now, big news today. You're actually getting 2 free gifts. I don't think we've ever done 2 free gifts. We did. No, we did. We did it once, didn't we? So, with every single order today, as long as you use that offer code, which is YGTV0325, with every single order today, you will get 2 free gifts. You're going to get the sweet pea, the super scented, and that will, 50 seeds. And they should all germinate, and they will create amazing sweet peas, full of fragrance, full of colour, and I know last year, Bex grew them, I grew them, a lot of you grew them, and they were phenomenal. So they're free with every single order. You will also get a mystery pack of bulbs as well. So your free gifts today add up to the best part of £18. Yeah, because the bulbs are worth £7.99, the sweet peas worth a tenner. So even if you're just buying one item. In fact, you know what? It doesn't even have to be from our show. As long as it's from the YouGarden website, as long as you use the code YGTV0325, you will get not 1, but 2 free gifts. I mean, the value that we give you, I think you'll agree, is incredible. And one final thing, don't forget, if you spend over £40 with us, and it's easy to, get some copies, got some great deals on pots coming up as well, but if you do spend over £40, we will even give you free delivery. And one final thing, I can keep talking, can't I? But one, Bex is over there like going, oh, yeah, is he ever going to stop? But yeah, one final thing. Our club has got even better. So if you're not a club member, have a look at this, and you'll see why it makes total sense to join right now. If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the UGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the UGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the UGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the UGarden Discount Club. Do you know, we are so happy about the new club.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Personally, very happy about the new club because we get to enjoy those benefits, but we also are so happy for all of our customers, basically, because you get those amazing deals.
And we all love gardening, don't we? I mean, you're watching this show, so we know you love gardening. So to save money, save even more money, is just fantastic. Right, we have got something a little bit unusual for you right now.
Yeah.
And I remember I nearly bought this last year. I mean, you can't buy everything, can you?
Can't.
But it is on my list today.
I know.
We know this is the paper bush.
I want you to get this, Shaun, and in my next house I'll consider getting it in that garden as well, because honestly, when this is in bloom, it is just fantastic. There's a house in the town where I live, and I walk past it, and so when this is in bloom, and it was about it's in bloom February, March time. And I remember walking around last year and stopping because it really is so very eye-catching when you see it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I remember seeing one of these in London last year, actually. And it was big, actually. Yeah. It'd been there, it looked like it'd been there years, and it looks stunning. I mean, have a look at the flowers. And this flowers on the actual bare wood before the leaves come. So a little bit like your magnolia. But those flowers are amazing, aren't they?
Do you remember us having one in the potting shed last year?
I do.
You remember the scent that came from it? It was sweet and delicious. And to get something that's going to be flowering like that, February, between February and April is when you're going to get those flowers on there. And just smothered in those flowers and that scent. That is incredible.
And I love the way that they grow, because if you look at the way that all of those branches kind of twist and turn, so the structure of this is absolutely incredible, isn't it? Yeah. And I know this doesn't look like that yet, but it will grow exactly in the manner that you've just seen. And I think these are some buds coming.
I reckon those are the buds. Yeah. Those are the flowers that you can see at the end of those stems right now. So that obviously is getting ready to burst into bloom for us between February and April time. It's so easy to grow as well, so it's slow growing and easy to manage. Obviously it's deciduous, it drops its leaves, but just very, very simple. There's no pruning required on this, other than, you know, general maintenance pruning if there's any dead disease damage or anything like that, but just simple, really beautiful and striking, I think. This is one of those sort of show-stopping plants.
And do you say hardest -5?
-5, yeah.
About -5. So just bear that in mind. Wants a really nice sunny sheltered position, ideally. You could, of course, grow it in a pot as well. Originates from China and Japan, and it is called the paper bush because...
Because I've forgotten.
Because, the actual fibre from the bark was used to make paper.
There you go. There you go.
It was an obvious one, Bex.
I didn't want to say it without knowing.
Yeah. But that's why it's called the paper bush.
I remember now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can't remember everything. We can't. But normally between the two of us, it kind of pieces together, doesn't it? Yeah, but that's why it's called paper bush.
Is it the bark they use then?
Yeah, it's a fibre from the bark.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Not that I've ever done it, Bex, but yeah, they come from.
I remember making paper at school, going through that whole
process.
Do you remember?
And it always came out rubbish, didn't it?
It's horrendous.
Do you remember?
Take it home to Mum. Look, I made you some paper, and it's like an inch thick.
It was dreadful. Yeah. I think even my mum said, "Oh, I don't fancy using that." But this is really unusual. I mean, the flowers. If you've ever seen the Edgeworthia, it is stunning. It is breathtaking. And that price today, I mean, club members, $19.50. I am going to buy one of them, yeah. I know exactly where it's going to go. Yes, I know where it's going to go, sorry. Yeah, I've got so many ideas for a garden this year. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to buy it. I don't know why I didn't buy it last year. I don't know why.
No. Because we do this all the time. We love all the
We
plants.
buy a lot.
We do buy a lot.
Yeah, we spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
And we do think I'm going to get that, and then life takes over.
But if you actually, I do remember last year, somebody sent in a picture. Do you?
Yes.
Yes.
You're right.
They did. One of our regulars.
It was.
And it was somewhere. Yes, it was somewhere really cold. I remember, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because they said in fact, I remember them saying they've never given it winter protection.
Yeah.
And
Stu
it was
remembers
side
as
of the
well.
Gate as well, wasn't it? They were on either side.
Yeah, Stu's going to have a look. But it was like, so we do say harder to -5. But yeah, we had an image last year in a really cold part of the country, and they looked amazing. Yeah. So if you want to go for that, it doesn't look. I don't think it looks a lot now, but it will do. And the way it grows, those branches, the way they twist and turn like this, that's twisting and turning. Looks amazing.
They look a bit gnarled, don't they?
Yes.
Just get that lovely,
Yes. But I'm imagining in the winter, just putting some twinkly lights on there would look amazing as well, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Isn't that exciting? It really is. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Right. Let's move on to another one that we love, and this one is called Abelia Phyllum distichum. Or shall we just call it the white forsythia?
Oh, that's that's right. That's what I was going to call it. I did not know until recently that a white forsythia even existed.
Oh.
I didn't. I honestly didn't.
You don't see them very often,
no.
And that's what I quite like about this, actually, is that we're bringing you something that is a little bit unusual, that you don't see in every single garden. Obviously, we know I love forsythia, and I love the yellow variety. I love that smaller one that we've got as well. I think it's brilliant. But I do like the fact that we're bringing you something that you're not going to see in a lot of people's gardens. It gives you, again, these stunning winter displays, the flowers on the bare foliage, on the bare branches, and I adore that. We brought so many of them to you at UGarden, and I just adore that we can get those lovely winter flowers. And between, again, sort of same as the other forsythia, between sort of February and March time, that's when you're going to get these flowers. They have a lovely scent to them. They're very, very easy. They'll get to probably about 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters once this gets going.
So actually a lot more compact than a regular...
a lot more compact than regular forsythia. Pretty easy to grow as well, low maintenance, very little pruning required. It's pretty winter hardy, but if we're expecting lower than sort of -5, then yes, you're going to need to give it a little bit of extra protection. But other than that, nice and simple, beautiful plant for a border. But actually, because of the size it will get to, you could grow this in a pot if you want to. And I actually like how open it is when it looks like that. You know, when you've got that lovely open sort of habit to it, you can still see through it, which is valuable, I think, when we've got the dark days in winter. You don't want something too dense.
Imagine if you that next to your yellow forsythia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fantastic.
nice combination.
So
definitely.
just a bit more compact, only going to about 1.5 meters, and we say just not quite as hard, but still hard. It's about like -5,
it's
-6.
quite slow growing, so I think forsythia can be quite vigorous.
Yeah.
But this one is quite a slower growing variety. So again, another one that for smaller gardens might be useful.
And actually, to get one that's already about 50 centimetres. I mean, I was a little bit bigger than that in the studio, but
actually, you can see loads of buds
here
as well.
I love that. Absolutely gorgeous, and only £10 and 19 pence, or 11.99 if you're not in the club. Yeah, loads, aren't they?
All the way up the stems. Yeah. Look, so many of them, and that is on all of those stems.
I think today's show is really, really interesting, don't you?
It is. Yeah. We've got some really interesting.
So hopefully we're capturing your imaginations. We show you some new and wonderful, plants, but. Any questions, any comments, we would love to hear from you, don't forget. So just pop it in the email, so ygtv@ugarden.com, or you can join our live chat on YouTube and Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Owen's there. Oh, great, Owen's back.
Hello,
Hello,
how you doing,
Owen.
lovely.
Hope you're okay.
Nice to know you're here with us.
Yeah. It's always lovely to have Owen. We've got loads of regulars, but always getting new viewers as well. Right.
Okay, we're moving indoors now.
We are.
We're moving into the indoor plant section because we've got an amazing range of indoor plants on the YouGarden nursery. We've got a climate-controlled environment. We call it our houseplant habitat because obviously they need higher temperatures than the outdoor plants. But that's where we keep them all. If you ever join us on TikTok, actually, because we do some shows on TikTok on a Sunday afternoon, we do it from that room, don't we? It's good fun.
And we have got a TikTok live this afternoon, 2 till 4 as well. So if you've got
hold everything, Stu says.
What?
Hold everything. Oh, he's found the pictures of the paper bush.
Oh, let's go back.
It was Philip. It was Philip. Well done. Well done.
Yes, I remember this.
Oh, look at those.
Yeah, and that was in February last year.
And do you remember the way they open as well?
Yeah.
How they open up is really quite interesting too. That's them at sort of at full beauty.
And where does Philip live?
He's in Scotland, isn't he?
I mean, you can
I
tell.
remember him saying that he'd never given them winter protection.
Yeah, I do.
We don't obviously recommend that. You know, winter hardy to -5, so do what you're supposed to. But he said he hadn't given them any winter protection.
I mean,
remember that.
Philip, thank you. I remember those very, very clearly, and it's lovely
me
to
too.
share those again with that little picket fence as well. Absolutely divine. So that's the Edgeworthia, the grandfather paper bush. At 5 to 1. There you go. That's what I remember.
Yeah, either side of the gate there.
How wonderful does that
Walking
look?
in and out of that gate at that time of year as well, because they're quite strongly scented. So the scent you get from it will be incredible.
And you could see, I mean, the borders were bare there, so that was taken in February time, and yet the Edgeworthia, the paper bush, looked absolutely incredible. So yeah, we've got a great selection of houseplants. I'm just going to say, a lot of my gardening friends often say to me, oh, I'm no good with houseplants. And do you know what? I think houseplants are so easy. It's just finding the right houseplant for the right spot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got all of them. I've got all of them. I haven't got all of them. I've got a lot of houseplants, honestly. And I wouldn't consider myself a houseplant expert at all, but I do, you know, I've had loads of success with my houseplants. I mean, there's just some certain things you've got to do with them. I
mean, I did have to water some of that this morning, I said to Bex, because I mean, I went in the conservatory and there was a few dry ones. But, you know, houseplants are amazing. They're air purifying. They give us a sense of well-being. I think they make a house a home. And we've got a few for you on today's show, just to give you a little taster of the varieties we've got. This one, yes, it is a pineapple plant.
And it is an edible pineapple as well. I know, crazy, right? But it will come to you with a pineapple on.
Yes, they're all guaranteed to have a pineapple.
They're all guaranteed to come to you with a pineapple. This one isn't ripe yet. You'll know when it's ripe. You'll be able to smell it, first of all. But also you get that lovely kind of golden tone to the outside of the actual pineapple. And the scent that comes from it, you know it's ready to pick. And then you can pick it, you can eat it. It's not going to get as big as the pineapples you'll buy in the shop, but what a wonderful novelty plant to have in your home.
And if you've got maybe teenagers, children that are trying to get into gardening, that could really appeal to them. Actually having a pineapple growing inside in the UK. So that's pineapple plant 340031. But an absolute favourite coming up next. I love this plant.
Yeah, and it's just a brilliant houseplant, isn't it?
It is.
And it works
and an easy
for so many different rooms in the home. Particularly, I think this will work in a bathroom because it's sort of a tropical plant that can cope with all of the humidity and the extra moisture that you've got in those rooms. So it's a really good one to help you reduce condensation and reduce moisture levels in the home. It's really easy to grow as well. It's super simple. Quite massive, great big leaves you get on this, which I think is why a lot of people love it. But then those pure white, we call them flowers. They're not. It's a modified leaf. It's a spathe. But you know, for all intents and purposes, those are the beautiful flowers that you get on the plant.
And they last for weeks and weeks.
Weeks,
yes,
honestly.
they really do.
Like, honestly, 6-8 weeks each of the flowers. They are amazing. The flowers do fade eventually, and then all you do, they go a bit brown, so you just trim them off, and that helps to encourage new flowers to come through. Yeah, it's really low maintenance. It tells you when it needs watering as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why I like it. Actually, I mean, it will flop if it needs water. And don't panic, because honestly, sometimes it can really flop. The leaves can be almost on the ground, but you give it water and then about an hour later it looks fantastic again. And actually I've found with the Spathiphyllum that they will tolerate fairly low light levels as well.
Yeah, in fact they kind of appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you put it somewhere too bright, sometimes it does inhibit its flowering process. It was in the top 10 of NASA's clean air study that they did of air purifying plants, so it's a really, really good one.
And it is known, I know it as a peace lily. Do you know why at home?
It's traditionally given as a gift, isn't it? If somebody's having trouble or hard times, it's traditionally given as a gift.
But why is it called a peace lily at home? Do you know? Because the white modified leaf, or what looks like a flower, represents a white flag, which is a symbol of peace.
There you go.
Yes. So that's why it's. But it is something you give as a often given as a gift of peace as well. But they're just beautiful and easy. They
Love
really
them.
are. Can I just say that's a really big plant for the price as well? I mean,
It is.
club members, $9.34. So if you're putting together an order, you might be thinking, oh, I can't quite get my orders for £40. Get a houseplant. Get the Spathiphyllum, the gorgeous sweet silver peace lily, and. Just hearing some of you have been checking out our houseplants on our website. Yeah, we've got loads, including the Epiprenum, Marble Quick. We've got pretty much every single houseplant that you could imagine, and loads of new ones as well. But that is a brilliant price, 800-179. Just £10.99 on $9.34 for club members. Right, this is a... Stu just said, bring out the monster. This is a big cheese plant, isn't it? The Monstera.
Yeah, the Monstera. I love it. I mean, this is a house plant that a lot of people aspire to own, isn't it? Because this can be so very big, so very beautiful. It has actually reached the level of maturity it needs to in order to give those fenestrations, the holes in the leaves, the really distinctive markings. Obviously, there's still some young leaves on there, and this is how they appear. But I love that young leaf because it's glossy, it's beautiful, it's heart-shaped. But then as it matures and gets, old enough, then that's the kind of look that will appear on every single one of the leaves. And this one's really easy to look after as well, much easier than I ever thought, in actual fact, because it just doesn't require too much from you, does it?
We had one as children, and it got to the ceiling, and you're right, it just kind of looked after itself.
It does. Well, it does like a bright room, so I wouldn't try and put this anywhere too dark, because it does like a decent amount of light, and sort of it wants to dry out a little bit between watering, so just the top sort of inch of the compost. Once it dries out, give it a little water. Don't overdo it. It doesn't need loads and loads. But a little bit of humidity is quite good for this one. And with all of your houseplants, it's a really good tip to clean the leaves, because obviously dust settles on them in the home, and that can stop the kind of process that they have to go through, the photosynthesis process. So just give them a little wipe over every now and then. Damp microfiber cloth, wipe off the dust.
I just love the leaves on a cheese plant.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are.
Grow it in a pot. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you might need to give it a bit of support with something like a moss stick, because it gets a little bit bigger. But
I've seen people growing it up like banisters and things, which is really cool.
And
you can get them to trail as well, actually.
And the reason it has, though, you might be thinking, why does it have leaves like that? Well, when it grows in the jungle, it allows light in the upper leaves to actually then go through the leaves, and obviously allow the lower leaves to photosynthesize. And I believe in like tropical storms and things. Again, it stops the leaves from ripping.
Yeah.
So it's a lovely plant. I always used to think they came from Switzerland as a child.
The Swiss cheese plant. You can see why you would think that.
Yeah, I did. I did.
I totally get it.
But it's because the leaves, when they get the holes in them, it looks like Swiss cheese.
Whenever you say things like that, the one that comes into my head is that I thought kidney beans were made of kidneys.
Yeah.
I thought they were kidneys.
Anyway, but beautiful plant, easy to look after, will grow quite big, and that actually is a really well-established plant for only $9.34 for club members. Look, it's really nice, a few houseplants, but check out the entire range on, of course, the YouGarden website. And if you want to see more houseplants, then we are doing a TikTok live. You just need to download TikTok from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock this afternoon. Right.
Acer, Negundo, Flamingo.
Yeah, this is a nice one, isn't it?
We like this one. Now, when I first saw it, I'm not going to lie.
I remember.
I was a bit disparaging about it, wasn't I? I was like, that's not an Acer. I don't like it. That's not what an Acer is. So but actually, I've completely changed my mind.
And I actually bought this one.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved it instantly.
I did. I loved the colour because it kind of went with other Acers, but also I loved the size that this is going to get to as well.
Yeah, and it's quite a fast-growing one, actually. So, you know, there's lots of things that might make you love this. So it can get to 4.5, maybe even 5 metres. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. 4. Let's go 4. 4 metres in height on this one, but you're going to get amazing variegation, and it is faster growing than other Acer varieties. I love them because they're slow growing, but maybe you want that slightly more vigorous growth that you will get from this one. The pinks, the creams, the greens, that is so eye-catching.
Yeah, I just loved it, and I just thought, you know, yes, the leaves are maybe not as dissected as some of the varieties, but the colours really more than make up for it, and it is one of the faster growing ones, and it will go larger as well. So I think, you know, to get that at $13.99 already in a 3 litre pot is incredible, isn't it? And I know it doesn't look much at the moment, but come March time, that will be bursting back into life.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can see where the new growth is coming from. I can see, I mean, they're small, but you can see the buds just poking out on the sides of the branches there. And I love it when the Acers start to come out. And the beauty that they give you is incredible. Treat it the same as you do with other Acers. Dappled shade is probably the best spot for it. That's where you're going to get the best leaf colour. This one, because of the shape of the leaves, it's probably going to be able to cope with a slightly more sunny spot than you would put other Acers in, but do still think about putting it in that dappled shade position because you get the best leaf colour from it.
And don't forget, just keep any Acer away from exposed areas of wind. They absolutely hate it.
Yeah, they don't like it.
They really
but they're fully winter hardy.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Given that they add sort of tranquility and calm into a space, you'd think that they need a little bit of extra looking after, but really they are fully winter hardy. You don't have to give them any extra winter protection. There was me worrying about cordyline and things when we had the frost recently. Didn't even give a second thought to the Acers. They're fine.
You don't. So it's you know, they're very easy to look after as long as they're in that sort of like sheltered dapple shade area. They will do very nicely, and that one will grow quite large.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to contain it more, just grow it in a pot, and we've got some fantastic pots on the show today. 51481. Don't forget, just very quickly, on email, just join the live stream. Loads of brilliant offers today. Club members, you get 15% off everything. You get 2 free gifts today, not 1. You get a bag of free surprise bulbs worth $7.99, and you get
a pack of 50 of our super scented sweet pea seeds, which was a free gift that we did last year. And it's a fantastic one. It's the perfect time to get this now because you can sow these right now. January time is the perfect time to get these going, January and February. And then you will have fresh, beautifully scented flowers that you can pick every single day during the summer. You know, and it's really good to be able to pick them every day in actual fact because it maintains the vigour and keeps it going. And these are the super scented varieties. Genuinely, I know how super scented they are because I grew them last year. They were fantastic.
They really were,
little bunches of those to bring in the house, little posies you can put in little vases and things. Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, so you're actually getting, say, in terms of free gifts, nearly £18 worth of free gifts with every single order. And some of you, I know, sometimes place a couple of orders. If you're placing separate orders, you'll get 2 free gifts with every separate order that you place there. Loads you get for the rhubarb as well. Remember, this is an award winner. It's won the RHS Award of Garden Merit. Easy to grow. I think your advice was the best, though, in terms of not picking too much rhubarb in the first year. Yeah,
it's really important. You know, you'll be tempted to because you'll get all of that growth and then you start picking and then you keep picking, but you have to stop yourself, okay? Because it will recover if you overpick, but it'll take another few years for it to recover. So just take it easy in the first year or two. Pick a few, leave a few, and that will pay dividends for you in the following years. And you'll get loads of stems of rhubarb.
I think rhubarb is so underrated because it is delicious. I mean,
it's gorgeous.
Bex brought in a rhubarb crumble last year, and it was amazing.
I do the best rhubarb crumble.
You brought some cream in with that as well, didn't you? I'm sure you did.
I think it was a cream or was it custard? Because I quite like custard.
Oh, no, it was custard. No, it was custard.
I do like custard on mine.
Hey, I'm happy with either.
What I do, by the way, is Stu's calling me a heathen. I like cold custard on a hot rhubarb. I'm sorry, that's what I do. Hot pudding, cold custard.
But you imagine growing your own rhubarb, and it looks very attractive. I mean, we all love the big leaves that you get with rhubarb there. You know, so it's actually a really attractive garden plant. And actually, when any of you that maybe saw or went to the Chelsea flower show last year, it's become far more commonplace. Well, the last several years to mix your vegetables with your flowering plants.
Yeah.
You know, it's gone are the old days of having like your vegetable patch and then your flowery beds and borders. A lot of people mix everything together, and rhubarb is a very stunning plant. Really is. And that's only £9.99, 3108072. Right, let's remind you of some of the favourites we've had this morning on YouGarden TV. So the rose has been really popular. It's Rose of the Year, 2025. Yes. 99 times. It's called You're My Everything. It's amazing to think, isn't it? This is the Rose of the Year, and we have got it available in a 4-litre pot today. Beautifully fragrant. It's a hybrid tea, don't forget, so that means big single flowers on long, strong stems, and very nice fragrance-wise. And it is a nice disease-resistant one. Please, if you've had roses that have been blighted by disease, the chances are, without sounding rude, they're just not well bred. You know, we work with some of the top breeders like Heartless Roses, so our roses are designed to be easy and disease resistant. And that should be flowering and blooming for many, many decades to come. 531185. Do you know, my Auntie Jenny takes cuttings from roses. And she's done a really good job. Yeah, I can honestly say I've taken cuttings from many plants, but I've never done roses. Right, this is very, very unusual. We call it pink caviar. It produces these absolutely weird, wonderful, delicious, nutritious fruits that are a little bit like, I mean, they look like caviar, but they've actually got a bit of a grapefruit flavour to them as well. So it's a really wonderful, wonderful plant. We do say it's winter hard. It's about -2, -3, so you want to give it a bit of protection. Ideally, bring it inside in the winter time, nice cool room, and then put it outside in the summer and give it a good summer holiday. Only a handful of those remaining, 680-325. Now, we've also got a lovely variety of rosemary. It's known as Miss Jessup's Upright. Rosemary, what an amazing herb. Used so much in the kitchen. But don't forget, rosemary flowers beautifully. You know, even if you didn't eat or use the rosemary as a herb, as a flowering plant, it is absolutely incredible. And again, rosemary can grow for many, many years. It can grow quite big, actually. If you want to, I've seen rosemary shrubs that are a metre and a half big. Just loves that nice sunny spot, and the pollinators love this as well. Do bear that in mind. Absolutely fantastic for the pollinators. And that is 750063. Now, if you want some winter climbers that are evergreen, it doesn't get better than this. You're looking at the Early Sensation. It's got the lovely white flowers with the kind of green centre. Then we have got the Evergreen Freckles. Love that one. And that will flower from about November even through to May, so potentially 6 months of colour. And then the one that I've only got one of these, but I've got the Wisley Cream, and I can promise you those lovely kind of bell-shaped off-white flowers are beautiful. So evergreen, flowering throughout the winter months, those three together would give you potentially flowers from November all the way through to May. And grow to a good size, say between like 2-3 metres, 550372. And then we have got the Edgeworthia. Now this is known as the paper bush. I mean, my word. If you are looking for statement, if you're looking for true beauty, then you've seen it right now, because this is an incredible plant. I love the way the branches form. They kind of twist and turn. They really are extraordinary. But then in the winter, sort of like February, March, it erupts into flower, and those flowers are not just beautiful in the yellows and the whites, but the fragrance is superb. Winter hardy, we say to -5. You know, we had pictures earlier sent in from Scotland, so, but we, you know, just to be on the safe side, we say hardy to -5. Loves, I would say, a sunny, sheltered position would be ideal, and of course you could grow that one in a pot. Only grows to about 1.5 metres maximum, so it doesn't grow too big, that one, and that is on Shaun Ryan's list today. I wanted to get that last year, didn't get around to it, so I'm certainly investing in that this year. I don't know exactly where it's going. Then we've got this is a white forsythia. Just over £10 for club members. There's a few differences between this and a regular forsythia. It's more compact, so it goes to about 1.5 metres, and It is winter hardy, we said, to about -5, -6. So just bear that in mind. But you know, it is. I mean, that's pretty hardy, -5, -6. But it will only go to about 1.5 meters maximum, and it does flower just like the traditional forsythia on, of course, the wood before the leaves appear. So it's beautiful, just a carpet of white in the winter time. 510 720. Now we wanted to bring a few houseplants. Look at this one. Monstera deliciosa. It's a Swiss cheese plant. Now, it's really big, actually, for the price you're getting. It rises in a 14 centimetre pot. Not difficult to grow if you've never grown one of these before. Bright position, but not direct light. Let it dry out slightly between waterings, and it naturally produces aerial roots, so you might want to, as it gets a bit bigger, give it a bit of support with things like a moss stick. But it's a beautiful plant, and the leaves have got what we call fenestrations. They've basically got divisions and holes in the leaves, and that makes it incredibly beautiful. Do you know what? They do flower as well occasionally. It's really hard to get one to flower in the UK, but sometimes they do, and they produce like the most weird yellow flowers. But never eat them till they're fully ripe, because they can be a little bit toxic. But it's very rare to get one to flower in the UK. They're grown for their foliage. 800 126. And then we have got the spathiphyllum, or phylum as I always pronounce it. It's a peace lily. Now, what you're looking at, those flowers, and we call them flowers. Technically, they're spathes and spadix, but anyway, we'll call them flowers because they look like the most beautiful white flowers. They last several weeks. And it's repeat flying, this one. It's an easy one to grow. You can actually put it in pretty much any room. It likes humidity, great in the bathroom, but actually I've had mine in the lounge, I've had one in the bedroom. It lets you know when it needs watering, because it will flop when it needs a drink. Don't panic, it will revive very, very quickly. And known as the peace lily because the white flowers represent, for many people, white flags, which is a symbol of peace, of course. So it's a lovely, lovely plant. 800 179. And then we've got the pineapple plant. Now, yes, this is a real pineapple, and every single one of these will arrive with a pineapple on it. So don't think, oh, I'll get one with just leaves. No, you will get a pineapple on it, which is edible. I would say slightly smaller than the ones you'd buy in the supermarket, but yes, when it's ripe, it is totally, totally edible as well. $16.99, or if you're a club member, $14.44, $340 031. Hey, and then the deal of the week. I love this one. This is also on my list today, and this particular peach tree is winter hardy. So, yeah, don't worry about the cold. It is fully winter hardy. It will flower beautifully in springtime, and then it will produce peaches. And actually, the leaves on this are really nice. They're kind of long and tapered and elongated as well. Just a little top tip: sunny position, sheltered, and if it's a bit frosty, when it's in blossom, just protect the blossom a little bit. Put a little fleece, a little blanket over it, and that will protect the blossom beautifully. So the whole plant is winter hardy, but it's just a blossom that you might need to protect if it's a little bit on the nippy side. But you may never have planted a bare root. Well, it is easy. We always say if you can plant a bulb, you can plant a bare root. I love planting bare roots because you save a fortune, you get the journey, but if you've never planted one, Bex has done a lovely video to really cover every part of how you can plant a bare root and get the very best from it. Have a look at this.
Here at UGarden, we provide lots of bare root fruit trees. We've got all the classics. We've got the apples, we've got the pears, we've got the plums, but we've also got those soft fruit varieties as well. We've got sweet cherries, we've got peaches, we've got apricots. But for a real talking point, what about our duo fruit trees, where you can grow 2 varieties on 1 tree? They're so easy to plant as well. This is your bare root. Now, the reason to have bare roots and to buy bare roots is because it's incredibly cost effective. It's really cost effective for us to send these in the post, which ultimately makes it really cost effective for you as a gardener. Now, one of the great benefits of these bare root trees is that they never get too big. Which means if you've got a smaller garden, you can grow these. You don't need acres of land. You can even grow these in a pot on a patio if you want to. It also means you can pretty much always reach those fruits from standing height without having to get onto ladders. The reason they don't get too big is because they have been grafted onto what we call this miniature rootstock that restricts the height of the plant, meaning that we can grow them in those smaller spaces. We can always reach the fruits, and if we need to, we can net the top to stop the birds getting at them. Now, this is how your bare root fruit tree is going to arrive. The roots will be wrapped. That just helps to keep them moist. Once you get hold of it, what you need to do is unwrap those roots, and then you're left with this root ball here. In order to plant your bare root fruit tree, all you need to do is put this into a bucket of water to soak overnight, give it a really good drink, and then you're ready to plant. We recommend, first of all, our heavy-duty pots, if you're not putting these into the ground, and, of course, our premium professional compost, because it's filled with so much goodness. Your trees will adore it. Once you've got it planted, whether it's in the ground or in a pot, all that's left to do is to give it a really good drink. Keep it well watered. In springtime, you will start seeing all of that beautiful blossom appear. And then, of course, your fruits will start to come. Within a couple of years, you'll start getting really good crops. And, of course, you'll get them for decades to come.
So I'm giggling because I picked up this one and then Bex just literally whispered, "This is the peach." I mean, to be fair,
they look very similar.
you know, but that's the peach. And you will get the correct one, by the way. Have I got the apple? Yeah.
You got the apple.
Right, so that's the peach. 849 300 010. See how easy it is to plan that. But just quickly, we are going to do this a little bit later on. But we have also got an absolutely crazy price on a mini orchard.
Yeah.
So Braeburn, Conference of Victoria for £20.37. That works out about £6.80 each. £6.79.
You're doing club price, aren't you?
I was doing club price, yeah. Of course, because you're all club members.
Yeah.
Well, most of you are anyway.
I mean,
that is incredible. That's ridiculous.
Look, for the size you're getting, these aren't whips, they're multi-branched, first of all.
Yeah, careful with them.
Yeah, whack you in the face. So you're going to get amazing trees. Our head gardener will talk you through them in a little while. We've got a little video of him. But just think about how many decades you'll have these in your garden for. Honestly, for £6 or nearly £7 each, that's going to be incredible.
I mean,
the favourite varieties
have we
as well.
ever? But hang on, is that price definitely right, Stu? I'm not just saying that. That's.
I don't know if we've done it that low before.
Yeah. By the way, I know there's been an issue if you put a houseplant in your basket, we're fixing that. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, Stu's just looking into it. If you're having problems with the code, there's a couple of products that are throwing it off.
It's only the houseplants. So we're sorting that.
So they're coming up soon.
But yeah, so I mean, look at. Sorry, my voice. When I'm excited, my voice goes really high. So, if you want the mini orchard. Look at that, £23.97. If you're in the club, you'll get 15% off that. You have to use the code, don't forget as well, YGTV0325. And you will get 2 free gifts today worth the best part of £18. Everybody, while we've got the stock, will get the free bulbs and the free pack of sweet peas. And do you know what? If you don't even want to buy anything from the show, you can just buy something from our website and you still get those 2 free gifts as long as you use the code YGTV0325. What a lovely time we are having this morning with you gorgeous people. We are.
Thank you very much for sending pictures and messages. Keith Dingo, he sent pictures of his Gunnera for Shaun.
Keith Dingo, thank you so much. I'm going to buy that, so thank you, really appreciate that. I've got a lovely sort of like damp, wet area in my garden where I know it's going to thrive, so thank you.
Grimmy's been in touch. He sent in some pictures of his son's garden. I remember you sending these in before, but it's his project for 2025 to update it. He says, well, courtesy of YouGarden, the plants are beginning to assemble. Hard work starts when the weather warms up a bit. And he's talking about the Fatsia. There's an amazing deal on Fatsia at the moment.
Hey, we've only got about
30, Stu's saying. But this is the before picture. And
it's one of those spaces that's slightly awkward just because of the different levels and what have you. But, oh my word, that's going to look amazing, isn't it?
I think it is.
I think that's quite an interesting project to work on. Well, that's what it did look like. And he's starting to make progress. Obviously, the hard work is going to come soon. But if I just scroll into this picture so you can see, look, he's got his Fatsias just in pots there at the front because they're not going to mind the shade, and that's going to help to block that wall a little bit. What I really like is that he's got a lineup of the plants here. So I recognise a few of those. Could that be a toffee apple? That one there, maybe. I think that's potentially a sarcococca in there. I think that's the one that looks like Lakothi. Thank you, Stu. That's the one. I was going to say it looks like an andina, but isn't an andina.
Don't forget, if it is a Lakothi, that needs acid soil. Don't forget that.
Yeah. So yeah, lining up the plants there. Could there be a ceanothus in there? I'm excited.
Do you know,
there's trees at the top in the pots there as well.
I think that is going to be a fantastic space. And is that the mini orchard? Yeah.
Could be up at the top.
Great.
There,
yeah, fabulous.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you know?
I'm excited to see what that turns into. Yeah, and that's going to be amazing.
I know some of you know I run a garden club in our village, and we always look around each other's gardens. We do a thing called fire gardens. We go and look around each other's gardens. And some of the smaller, more unusual gardens often get the most praise and attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that is going to be superb. I can't wait to see it.
And Elaine has sent a picture of her You're My Everything rose, which has got new shoots on it. So I know Elaine, you bought it as a bare root, didn't you, and planted that.
And that's
see
already
the little tag
shooting.
that's still on it, and you can see those lovely new shoots starting to appear on that. Look, that's on a frosty morning as well. You can see all the frost around.
Thank you, Elaine.
That's lovely.
We love seeing your garden. You know we do.
Brilliant.
And we want to, if you're a bit shy, don't be shy. Send in your pictures, comments, ygtv@ugarden.com, or join in the chat. It's a really friendly bunch on YouTube and Facebook as well.
Most of the time they're all saying hello to each other. They're not talking to us. They're actually talking to each other, which is it's lovely. I'm not complaining about that at all. I love the fact that you're all becoming friends on there, which is really nice.
And don't forget, you're going to get 2 free gifts today. So today's definitely a day to place your order. Free bulbs and your free sweet pea seeds. So those two together worth £18. And that's, you can buy anything from YouGarden on the website, from the show. But you just need to put the code in YGTV0325 and free postage. And some people, it's so stupid, said shipping, but I think that sounds American. That's American. Hey, free shipping and handling. That's what they say, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. So it was a terrible impression.
Do you remember when we had to do shows over in America? In our previous life, on that other shopping channel, we had to go over to America and do some shows. And that was a big thing, because they don't understand postage and packaging. It had to be shipping and handling.
Yeah. But apologies for my terrible American accent to any of our American friends that are watching right now. Right, some brand new items now. And this is a mix and match, okay, for the Pymacantha. So we've got 3 different colours, orange, red or yellow, mix and match, any 2 for $14.99.
We brought a couple in. I mean, there's one back here as well. I'll bring this one forward so you can see them. I didn't bring one of each because they're a bit prickly. And
they all look the same.
Yeah, and they're all very, very similar.
They're good size.
But look, we are talking incredible size, really nicely established Pyracantha here. And you just get to choose which ones you want. And they're so reliable, aren't they, Shaun?
They are. So I was talking to Bex earlier, so I've got a few of these in my garden because my garden is very exposed. I'm the last house in the village. I'm surrounded by fields. We get horrific winds. So there's certain parts of the garden that I just need plants that are going to tolerate the worst conditions, really cold, chilly winds. And this one does, so it's brilliant for exposed sites. I mean, we'll pretty much put up with everything actually. But also, if you've got an area where you're worried that some maybe intruders are going to come into your garden, it's very spiky, this one. Yeah. So it will, I would say, it will give you good protection from humans and animals.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there are some pretty long spikes on it, which is perfect for certain locations in the garden. What I like about this is that there's something to look at. Excuse me, all year.
Totally
it's evergreen. It holds onto its leaves. In the spring and summer, you get these lovely little white flowers all over it. Those are then followed by the berries.
berries, and you have a choice here. You've got the orange charmer, the red, or the yellow sapphire. It's up to you.
And the berries, I have to say, it gets smothered in them. It doesn't just produce a few. You know, you get a blaze of colour with the berries.
Yeah, and those hold firm, don't they, through
They do.
into the winter months.
They're there for a long time.
Birds love them, first of all. They're a treat for the birds once you get into the autumn and the winter months, and it's valuable, you know, food source for them. The pollinators love the flowers that will appear in spring and summertime, and it can have this lovely dense foliage on it as well. It can be freestanding as a shrub, a bush in your borders, but you can actually get them to sort of climb up walls and things as well.
They need a bit of help doing it, but they get there.
But they can cover a structure for you, so the side of a garage or a wall or a fence or something, it can block that.
Yeah, and if you've got like an ugly drain pipe and things like that, I think they're. I'm not going to say they are the most beautiful exotic plant, but they're a real hard worker, and I think they are a problem solver.
Definitely, yeah. Royal Horticultural Society have given them the badge, which is perfect for pollinators, as I've said. Those lovely flowers. Obviously, the birds will love the berries that appear on there as well. So it's a really good one for getting that wildlife into your garden and fixing those problems.
And so if you live in like an exposed garden like I do, having those at the back just to break up the wind is brilliant. They really will survive the most horrendous winds, and fully winds are hardy. Right, on the website, let's show you how you mix and match these. So go to our page there. So you can click at the top where I just showed you. And there we are. Peter's very small. That's our head gardener in the back there that was very small. He's got that smouldering face in that picture, hasn't he? And then, look, these are all the amazing deals that we've got today. And the pyrocanthus, we put them all together, so there's a yellow, an orange and a red, and they look really good if you mix and match pyrocanthus.
I quite like them. They do work nicely together.
They do, yeah. I mean, you might even want to go for several and create, you know, like a hedge. You can actually do a pyracantha hedge. But all you need to do is put 2 in your basket. So I think we're going to go orange and red today. In they go. And then, look at that. So what it does, basically, it takes it down to...
Whoa.
Yeah. So 4.99, 9.99. So basically, it's taking a £5 off the pair.
Nice.
Yeah, and look at how much... I mean, that basket there, we've got 3 fruit... Hang on, this is incredible, right? 3 fruit trees. So, Braeburn, you've got the Conference Pear, and you've got the Victoria Plum. We've put the honeyberry. That's coming up later. Best price I've ever done. 2 of the pyracantha, and then your 2 free gifts. You've got the Mr. Bull pack, sweet peas, all of that. Boom. £45.94.
Look at that saving as well. So that's £66.98 saving.
Huge.
And there's no postage on there as well. And actually you're saving a little bit extra on that postage, because some of our items do come up at £8.99 postage, like the mini orchard. So you've taken £8.99 off that by getting your order to over £40. And this is the benefit of shopping with us here at YGTV and being part of our club as well, because you can save even more. And I do recommend you join that club if you're not a member already, because you can save today 15% discount off the plants, the pots, the compost. Oh my word, we've got some amazing pots we need to show you very soon.
Yeah, forgot about those.
Some really good deals on the pots. But you can save today. You don't have to wait. You can actually save off your first order.
Yeah. We love it here, don't we?
We do love it here.
Yeah, and keep those comments coming up. Honestly, we love to hear from you. We love to see your pictures. And any questions, please ask us. And no question is too silly.
Yeah. Stu.
Do you know what Stu just said?
Or you can
wait till Sunday and ask Adam. Now, Adam is, to be fair, Adam is very, very knowledgeable.
He is incredibly knowledgeable.
But
we
one
love
thing,
him.
But one thing I've learnt with you know, working with Adam, Bex, and obviously myself, we all know different things.
We do.
You know,
it's true.
You know, nobody knows it all with gardening.
No, that's very true.
You know, we always learn from each other. That's what gardening is all about. But I think it's fair to say, across the team, there is a wealth of knowledge.
Let's go with that.
And let's not forget our head gardener, Peter McDermott, who's an absolute oracle. He really is.
Indeed.
Right, let's move on to Rosemary, Miss Jessup's Upright.
Yeah.
Sounds very strict, that, doesn't it?
I'm
Miss
have a
Jessup's
sniff,
Upright.
I just
oh,
love
it's just
rosemary.
lovely.
Anytime I walk past Rosemary, I don't mind whose garden it is in. Oh, that scent is so good. It's just, it's Sunday dinner, isn't it?
It is for me. Roast potatoes, roast lamb.
Oh, I love it so much.
Do certain gins have rosemary in them now?
I think you might be right. In fact, there is a rosemary gin, isn't there?
I think there is.
Yeah. It's lovely. Now this is a fantastic plant. It's evergreen, of course, which means that there's something to look at all the time. It is productive. You know, it's one of the most used herbs, I think, for most of us in our cooking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Certainly in the UK.
Yeah, definitely.
I use it on a weekly basis for sure. Certainly in my roast dinners, but in loads of other things as well. But it's not just about using it as a herb, is it? It's about having something pretty beautiful, easy, robust, drought tolerant in our gardens, and that's exactly what rosemary will give you.
And you know, this year when I go out to my friend Lynn's, she's got a huge one of these in her garden. It's been there years, and when it's in flower, I'm going to take a picture because, you know, even if you don't like the taste of rosemary, just
it's pretty.
An evergreen flowering plant. It's amazing.
It is,
really is.
Yeah.
And I'm actually thinking of getting several of these for the pub garden. I'm thinking in pots. You know, they look great. They're easy to look after, but we can always use that rosemary in the pub kitchen.
Yeah, it's honestly so ridiculously simple. They don't need it once they get established. Obviously, water them well until they get established. Yeah. And I would recommend pruning on a sort of semi-regular basis. I seem to prune at the wrong time. I do tend to cut away some of the flowers, so just bear that in mind. It normally flowers in May and June time, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, I do recommend pruning because it can get a bit leggy and a bit woody, a bit like lavender does. And if you do that regular pruning, it'll have much more dense growth for you. So it's my recommendation. You do whatever you like, but I don't like it when it's that gappy bit in the middle of it.
Now we've just had a look at the many orders coming through, and a lot of you
busy today.
Yeah, we are busy. Why is my voice so high today?
I don't know. You're getting very excited. You keep. I don't mind. I quite like it.
I think I normally sound quite low voice, but today it's like yes. So yes, a lot of you buying compost today. Do you know how I sound like that? Did you used to watch Bagpuss? Do you know watch Bagpuss? Do you remember? Because my nickname at school was Bagpuss because I was a bit scruffy.
Right.
But do you remember the marvellous mechanical mouse organ? Yes. That's exactly what my voice sounds like today. But anyway,
I liked Professor Yaffle. He was my favourite.
Yeah.
Loved Professor Yaffle.
And I love Bagpuss.
Showing our ages, aren't we?
Yeah. But I'll get back on track now.
Sorry.
Peter, if you're watching, I'm back on track now. He's the head gardener.
Don't sack me, please.
He's probably watching from his desk going, what
nonsense are these two
Mr.
talking?
Ryan and Bex going on about? But seriously, a lot of you are placing separate orders for compost today. Perfectly fine, because postage is included with the compost. And you will get 2 free gifts with every order of compost. I mean, you get it with every order, but if you are placing separate orders of compost, you're going to get free bulbs and you'll get the free sweet pea. So your free gifts today are worth £18. That was a bit deeper. Well done. Right, £18.
Just showing you quickly how rooty those rosemary are as well, by the way. Really, really rooty, really, really healthy. Very, very simple to grow and absolutely beautiful. So do think about getting hold of those as well. Next on the favourites table, we've got our winter clematis collection, where apparently it is actually a favourite, so it's really, really popular. This will probably stay here for Sunday's show as well then. But you're going to get 3 glorious varieties in here, and they are winter flowering and they are evergreen. Those are the headlines to tell you about this collection.
I mean, I was thinking about there's very few winter climbers that are evergreen. Yeah, a lot of clematis. I love clematis, but so many varieties just look shocking in the winter. And quite often you can't really prune them until February, so you've got all of that straggly growth. But yeah, these are evergreen, and the flowers. We're looking at freckles there. That can flower, you were saying, from November right through to May.
That's the longest flowering of them. So we are talking probably 6 months worth of flowers just from that one variety there. Then you've got the Wisley Cream, which will flower for you sort of between December and February, and there's the Early Sensation, which will flower sort of between about March time. That will probably start, maybe February into March, April and May time. So we are talking so many different months worth of flowering here, and some of the most miserable and darkest and coldest of the months. And they are evergreen foliage as well, which is just fantastic. We've got 2 of those varieties that have got the RHS Award of Garden Merit as well. So proven performers, definitely garden worthy.
As I've got one of those in the pub garden, I've got the the Wisley cream, and it looks fabulous. Yeah. And it is lovely. And it normally, quite often these are flowering just as your bulbs are coming up as well. Yeah, you imagine you've got all of that lovely foliage and all the flowers on your trellis or wherever you're going this up, and then you've got all the bulbs around it as well. So it's a lovely selection and proving very popular today. So £17.97 club members, you now get 15% off. So your price is £15.27.
Anybody going for the citrus? I'd like it if there was one left for me, because I do quite fancy this one myself.
It's a bit weird and wonderful, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It definitely fits into my weird and wonderful category. So this is our citrus pink caviar lime. It's going to make these beautiful little fruits on here, which when you taste them, they're likened to being a mixture of lime and grapefruit. But this isn't just about your taste buds. This is about the sensation you're going to get in your mouth when you pop these in. So you're going to open up that outer skin there, and in the centre, there's going to be these tiny little pink beads. That's when it's ready to eat. They're sort of black or dark green when they first are there, and they ripen to the pink. That's when you know they're ready to eat. But you're going to pop those little caviar beads into your mouth, and there is this lovely sensation as they sort of burst with the juice into your mouth. I love the idea of it. You're going to get these dainty little white flowers, which are gorgeously scented as well.
So it's just a nice citrus scent.
I was going to check if
the leaves are
a
little bit, not as scented
as the others,
as some of the others. And
I can smell it as I crush it, definitely.
And it is spiky, just bear that in mind. A bit like the Pea, it's a little bit spiky, but it's something new, it's something different. Hardy to about -2, -3?
Yeah, once you start getting into those minus numbers, that's when it's going to need that extra winter protection, but not into your centrally heated home. You can't just bring it in and plonk it next to the radiator. They don't like that. That's the same with all citrus. So, but do bring it under cover, but a nice cool conservatory. I've got a conservatory that is unheated, so it's pretty cold in there in the winter, but the perfect spot for it, or a nice cool porch or something like that.
And if you are buying it today, let us know what the fruit tastes like. I would reckon you should get some fruit this year.
I think, it's really nicely... We're never going to guarantee, because we don't know, but it is very well established. I would like to think there would be some fruits on there this year.
But if you are buying it, let us know.
Please, because I fancy that myself.
Yeah. 680325. Now, Rose of the Year 2025 is available right now with UGarden. We've got some amazing relationships with some of the top breeders and growers in the UK. And this is Rose of the Year 2025. Well, to be awarded Rose of the Year, you imagine the competition.
Every single breeder with their roses are going to be vying for that position, aren't they? There are so many rose launches that happen every single year, and they all want that accolade, and this one has it. It's actually coming to you as a potted rose, which might be, a bit better for you than a bare root. It really is up to your own personal preference. But this one is the potted rose in that 4-litre pot. We've taken a third off the price for you, and you're going to get the club discount on top of that discount too, including the 2 free gifts that we've added into our orders today.
And I want you to really think about roses, just what they bring to a garden. And they live for years, sometimes decades. They flower for 6 months of the year. Yeah. They bring the pollinators in. They are easy. The really well-bred ones, the ones that have won all the awards, they're really disease-resistant as well. I've bought cheap and cheerful roses before that actually weren't that cheerful, that caused me a lot of angst because we're constantly plagued by disease, and that's frustrating.
They don't have the beauty and the scent that you want to get from a rose. I think I want a bit of scent, and I want those big beautiful flowers, and that's what you're going to get with this one, because it's a hybrid tea. So this is one rose at the end of a lovely long straight stem. They tend to be larger when they're hybrid tea rather than floribunda. They tend to have a better fragrance to them as well, and they can actually grow in quite poor soils. I would definitely obviously recommend mixing in some of our premium professional compost or some, lovely organic matter in there, but they can actually grow in quite poor soils.
Yeah, they really can. Right, apologies, there's been a slight issue if you're buying... So basically, we've done so many different promotions that a couple of them are not working together. Now, you don't have to eat it. It's only if you are including some of the houseplants in your order. So there's no problems with anything else, but it's if you put together a mixed basket with the houseplants, some of the promotions aren't working quite correctly. So we are looking at fixing that, but if you want to do a mixed order, including some of the houseplants, just wait till this afternoon. It should be fixed by then. So build your basket now. And then you'll have to re-enter your offer code just a little bit later on. But everything else is fine. So it's only for those of you that are doing a mixture, including some of the 3 houseplants that we've got on the show today. Right.
Oh, yes, the
Loads
staple.
of you ordering our compost. I know a lot of you buying compost today, and actually you've been really clever. You're very savvy shoppers, actually. So a lot of you are placing separate orders for compost because, I mean, I'm just thinking, if you're a club member today, you're going to get 100 litres for $23.78 with free postage, but then you get 2 free gifts. A bag of bulbs, and you get the sweet peas as well. Stu just said 100 litres in my garden would not last that long. No, I mean, we planted at the pub garden last year. And no, I'd ordered. I think I ordered 10 bags of compost, and it went within the day. But you never want to run out, do you? You really don't. So today's a great time to buy it because you're going to get 15% off if you're a club member, and you get your 2 free gifts as well. But Bex, now we could talk about this compost for hours. It's so
honestly.
good, so good.
It's really, really good. I mean, it's a wonderful texture. First of all, it's light and airy, and you can tell the difference as soon as you open the bag. The scent, the smell that you get from it is fresh. It's earthy. It's beautiful, and that's so different to when I've opened other bags of compost. And it is this lovely light texture that isn't too twiggy. You know, great big lumps and chunks you normally get when you open up a bag and you end up taking big sticks out of it. This, look, you don't have any great big sticks in there.
I've seen compost you open up and it's really sort of dank and heavy and black looking.
Yeah, you don't get that from this at all. And that texture is really important, particularly if you are going to be planting your free gift, your super scented sweet pea seeds in there, because this can then, you know, that little seed can break through very easily. I used this on my super scented sweet pea seeds last year. Every single one, you can see in those trays, every single one germinated.
50.
And grew beautifully.
I use it for everything, actually. So houseplants, everything in the garden apart from the acid-loving plants. But not only have you got that composted wood fibre, 50%, you have got different types of peat in here. You've got light peat, you've got dark peat, you've got sphagnum moss peat, which is replenishable. And we're not going to get too political, but we do sell peat-free compost here at UGarden, and you know, a lot of you will have seen the peat-free compost. If you actually do a bit of research, and don't get us wrong, we'd all love to be peat-free, but actually, there's a lot of people that think we've gone peat-free too early. I did a little experiment last year with peat-free and our compost with my tomatoes, and the ones in the peat-free did not do as well. They were constantly drying out. They didn't grow as big, and actually the tomatoes didn't taste as good. And actually there is a counter-argument when you think coir is the predominant ingredient of peat-free compost, but that coir travels across the world, doesn't it? So you've got to think about the carbon footprint of that, and you've got to think, you know, has a coir, it's a byproduct of coconuts, did that involve mass planting of coconuts, which again isn't great for the environment. So
many things to consider, isn't
there is, and I'm not I'm not going to say I'm an expert on it. There's lots of things to consider, but it is interesting when you look into it. But yes, there are some different types of peat in here, but we have reduced the quantity to help with environmental issues as well.
We've got a slow-release fertiliser, the little green beads and balls that you'll see throughout that compost that releases the feed into the compost. It's going to feed the plants that you plant in here for a good 4 to 6 months. So it's really good that there's that insurance policy in there, you know, because I'm rubbish at remembering to feed my plants, basically.
Now, you've also got what we call a wetting agent. I love this because what it means is if the compost dries out, and that can even happen in wintertime with strong winds and things like that, when you actually water the compost, the water sticks straight away to the compost. It doesn't go over the side. So have you ever had like a hanging basket and you go water it because it's wilting and dry and all the water goes over you? That doesn't happen with this compost. It rehydrates very, very quickly and successfully.
And it's pH balanced as well, which means it's in the perfect place within the acid alkalinity scale to be able to use for the majority of things you plant in your garden. The exceptions being, you know, the blueberry, the acid-loving plants, basically, and maybe a couple at the far end, other end of the scale, the alkaline-loving plants. There's very, very few of those.
By the way, there's some of the pansies that I planted in the pub garden just, I think it was about October time, and they have done fantastically well, I have to say. They've doing so good. I'm not taking any pictures yet.
Everything I plant in this compost does so well. Were they viola? Stu saying? Were they viola? I didn't think you could get the pansies.
There's a mixture. Are you there, Stu? Sorry. Yeah, I've just unplugged it. Mostly violas, but there are a few pansies in there as well. There's a few pansy kill waves.
They're looking good.
Do you remember, Stu?
You need to get some pictures for us, though. Get us the update pictures so we can see.
So do you know why I haven't done pictures?
You've been too busy.
No, it's because I've really heavily planted the containers with bulbs, so I just thought I'd wait.
Oh, just wait for the bulbs to come through. Get the whole lot.
I want to say, you know.
Why not? Absolutely.
Yeah, we also grew the Tiger's Eye violas, and they're doing really well. Yeah, I'll bring some pictures, but I'll just wait until I wanted to wow you when all the bulbs came through as well. So it's 100 litres. It's our bestseller. Great reviews on our website. Free postage, free delivery, and you do get 2 free gifts today worth £18. So the value. I mean, I'm not being funny. If you factor in your £18 worth of free gifts, you are getting the composter at a ridiculous deal today. So with every order, you're going to get a free mystery pack of bulbs worth £7.99 and your super scented sweet peas worth £9.99. By the way, hello to everyone that's just joined us. My name's Shaun Ryan. This is lovely Bex Edwards. Stu's through there.
Oh, you've got the infinity pots, Stu. These are the ones I want to do. These are on the list.
Yeah, that's great.
Do these ones.
These are really good price, aren't they?
I like this. I like this deal because you're going to get all 3 of these. Is that the right price, Stu?
Yeah, 3 for £9.99.
Oh, triple deal. Apologies.
That's £3.33 each.
Yeah, this is amazing.
It's
if you put
really
3 of
good.
these, so they're £5.99 each normally, or £5.09 if you're in the club. But if you put 3 of them in the basket, you'll get it for £9.99. All 3 of those, and the size is fantastic. They're that 10-inch diameter. They're the square shape as well, which is really beautiful. Oh look, there's 1. There's 2. Watch what happens when we add the 3rd one in. Boom!
Yay!
Definitely brilliant.
I like the fact that these are a little bit deeper than some of our pots as well.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
I like the shape. I love that it's got that slight tapered bit to them. The fact that they're square, which is a bit more contemporary and beautiful. The infinity design around the edge there is gorgeous. They've got the drainage holes. You could drill a couple of extra if you want to, but I think there's plenty of drainage holes in there. The lip around the edge for you to be able to pick up them up and move them. There is reinforcement I can feel under the ridges there as well, so you can see little rivets under there. And I just think those are a beautiful pot, particularly in the black colour.
And a lot of garden designers plant in 3s. It just works. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes symmetry works, but those 3 planted up are going to look absolutely superb.
I like those. Bit of rosemary.
I was just thinking that there's the 3 rosemaries.
You could plant up the rosemaries. I mean, the rosemary will get bigger in time, but you could plant up your rosemary in these to start with.
Your free bulbs.
Yeah, you could put your free bulbs in there. You could put Daphne in it to start with. That'll get it going.
We've got. Oh no! I'll tell you what. No.
Oh, Red Baron.
Yes.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Now these, I'll be honest, the Red Baron looks nothing right now, but it's fully winter hardy. So
it's going to perk up soon, don't worry. I mean, I've got one here, one of the slightly larger ones, which has held on to its colour just a little bit more, and this is the kind of colour that you will be getting as they mature, so it holds on to that lovely darker colour. Yeah. But those in those pots would be amazing.
Yeah, so they are coming out, and I'd say, don't worry, they're fully winter hardy. So right now they'll have died back, but in springtime, March time, you get loads of new green growth that will turn red in the summertime, and then like a burgundy in autumn. So yeah, great deal on the pots. If you want the red band bloodgrass, 560017. You get all 3 of those, saving £17 today. Club members, £11.02. So those are our first planters.
Yeah, we've got the butterscotch ones next. Ooh. Is this stuck together?
We often do this, don't we? Right, hang on.
You got it?
We've got till 1 o'clock, Bex.
Yeah.
Right. Hang on, it's coming in. There you go.
These are the laurel planters. They're all called laurel, aren't they? Yeah, yes. Laurel, but they're in this lovely butterscotch colour, so really sort of dark,
it's a lovely colour,
deep
isn't it?
colour.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Again, drainage holes in the bottom. These are all plastic, so they are UV stabilised, frost resistant, lightweight. You've got the rivets underneath there for the extra strengthening around the rim there. But a lovely size, lovely design.
And don't forget, there's no such thing as having too many pots.
Never.
Never, ever, ever.
Never, never,
And what
never.
we tend to do, and I'm sure you're the same, we rotate them. So it's a great thing, you know, when things die back a bit, you take the pot, you put it somewhere and hide it. When things are in full bloom, you put that pot in a really, really prominent position. But lovely colour on those, and you are going to get a buy one, get one free.
Love a freebie, don't you?
Always. Always.
And then we've got some bigger ones for you. So this is the Terranottas, the Durham planter in the cloudy terracotta colour that you've got here. So that lovely sort of aged, distressed look. We're talking the 14-inch diameter. Same story with the drainage holes and the reinforcement all around the edge there.
For $14.99, buy one get one free. That is a really good deal, isn't it?
I like all those.
Yeah.
All three of those deals are fantastic.
And they all, you know, if you look at, I love mixing and matching pots, but you know, some of you want to maybe all have all the same.
I like the mishmash.
Yeah, I do.
I love it. And the thing is, once you've got plants in there as well.
Yeah, but anyway, you've got a good selection there, different shapes, different sizes, different colours, but those are the large Durham ones in that cloudy terracotta look there, and 35 centimetres, good size on that though, so you know, a lot of kind of, you know, medium-sized shrubs would be very, very happy in there. Right, we've still got loads to show you.
Yeah, we're going to bring you a few different things now.
And if you are in the group chat, we will promise we will look at some of your messages.
Oh yeah, we're looking a bit.
In a few moments' time. But Grimmy's had to go.
Bye, Grimmy. Bye, Olwyn. See you on Sunday. I'll be here. You're at QVC on Sunday, aren't you?
Yes.
What time are you on? Do you remember?
12 o'clock.
Oh, lovely. They can start with us, come to you, and then come and join us on TikTok.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, you could actually have your whole day filled with UGarden.
The whole day, right the way through, from 9:30 in the morning until about 3:30 in the afternoon. Yeah. You could be filled with UGarden delights on 3 different channels.
Yeah, not really worked that out, but right, yeah. We are so excited about 2025. So much happening with UGarden. It's going to be a great year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be really good.
And I just take a moment to thank everyone for your support. We had a brilliant 2024, but yes, 2025 looks like it's going to be even busier and better.
It is.
Well, we've got a peony collection for you right now. I love peonies.
They are some of the most sort of anticipated flowers in the year, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's a slightly shorter season, admittedly, with peonies than you get with other flowers out there, but that doesn't make it any less valuable or any less wanted in your garden. You know, they are so blousy, beautiful, easy to grow and look after as well. Peonies are they're so rewarding.
And they are very long-lived. You know, you'll know if you've ever grown peonies can actually grow for 50 years plus.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're buying them as bare roots today, you're starting their journey, but these could still be flowering in 50 years' time, which is
fantastic
incredible. Thing. And the flowers they're big. I mean, they can be bigger than the size of your hand. They're full, they're blousy. They make a great cut flower as well, fantastic cut flower. Yeah. When you buy bare roots, you save a fortune. I'm not being funny. You can buy a peony in a pot in summer, spend £15–20 on it. When you buy a bare root, you save a fortune. It's going to take a few years to really, really get going in terms of masses of blooms. But you do sometimes get blooms in the first year, but you're not going to get many.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to open the bag because we opened so many bags, but look, you can see there is one of the bare roots inside there. So it looks like a stick. I'm not going to say anything else. It does. It looks like a stick in there. But once you get it out, you'll be able to see some little shoots on there. And normally when we're supplying peony bare roots, they're budded.
Yeah, you see, I call them eyes, but you see little
eyes on there. Absolutely. When you get it home, you need to plant them relatively soon, okay? Because you don't want them to dry out. There's some sort of moist sort of soil inside the bag there. So get them planted as soon as you can. Soak those bare roots for a couple of hours. So just in a bowl of water, stick it in there and leave it for a couple of hours, and then you're ready to plant. I would probably start them off in pots, just because I think
over the years, I've probably dug up bare roots accidentally because you forget where you plant them, don't you? Until they've been there a little while.
Yeah, I mean, some of you might use sticks and things, labels.
There's lots of things
but
you can do.
I always think, potentially start them off in pots. And say, in the first year, you may get a few flowers, but it's really year 2, year 3 when they really get established.
And you actually get so many, won't you?
I'm going to say, you will get, I mean, God, I remember my grand's peony. I would say, I mean, it was huge. And I would say she got, it could even be hundreds of flowers, you know, when it was really established. Certainly 50 plus.
I was going to say 50.
Yeah, certainly 50 plus.
And that is amazing.
I was a child, so maybe, you know, couldn't count that well in those
Everything's
days.
much bigger when you're a kid, don't they?
But you could get, 50 or so flowers, and they make great cut flowers as well. The only thing I would say with the peony, I mean, yes, they love full sun, but never plant the bare root too deeply. Yeah,
good point, actually. They don't like to go too deep, do they? They just want to go just below the surface of the
I would say 5 centimetres, or just...
That's probably about right.
Yeah, it's all, you've got all the instructions on there, but so like 5 to 8 centimetres max.
Yeah, that's better.
If you ever plant it too deep, you just get loads of leaves, basically.
And lovely colour selection as well. You've got the white, the pink and the red, so they work really gorgeously together. There's no clashing colours in there at all.
That is just such a good deal, and please don't be scared of planting bare roots. So easy to do. So easy. It takes you seriously. If you plant it in pots, I would say you could plant all 3 of those. I mean, obviously soak them for a couple of hours, but the planting, it takes minutes, a couple of minutes. Right. What do you want to see at home? Anything particular? What about the Red Baron? Because
please.
I know it doesn't look great right now, but we remember this on the nursery, don't we?
Yeah, in fact, we went out to see it. Stu and I went, and it wasn't that long ago, in actual fact, when we went, and we were. Was it November? Yeah, it wasn't.
Was it November?
Yeah, and it was still looking amazing in November time. It's one of the best ornamental grasses because of the beautiful colour you get from it. Let's have a little look on the nursery.
It's late autumn and we're out on the UGarden nursery, and we just had to stop to take a look at this Imperator Red Baron blood grass. And the reason we had to stop is obvious. Look at the colour. At this time of year, you get this beautiful, luxurious, gorgeous burgundy colour from here. But actually, there's so much to look at on this plant throughout the seasons. It first of all starts off a lovely bright green. In summertime, it turns a bright blood red, particularly if you plant it in a full sun position. And you can even get tall clusters of silvery, fluffy flowers on here as well. It's a perennial that's really easy to look after. So it dies back a little bit in winter time, and then in spring, all you'll do is give it a little trim, a little spruce up, just to tidy the plant up when you see all that new growth starting to come through. It's also a plant that over the years you will be able to divide and spread around your garden. You can see why this is one of the most popular, the most stunning of all of the ornamental grasses. It's winter hardy, it's easy to look after, and it's a total stunner.
Looks good, doesn't it? Really is such a beautiful grass. You will get all 3 of them included here. Now, they'll grow to about 50 centimetres. They'll spread by about 30 centimetres, thereabouts. Over time, you can actually divide those clumps and you can spread them around your garden as well. But it's entirely up to you how you plant these, really. You could take each of those individual ones and mix them throughout your borders. You could plant them in a big clump together to create an even more fantastic display. But this truly is all about getting that bright red colour. It deepens to that lovely burgundy shade that you saw there. But in the summer months, that blood red colour is what you will be expecting to get. And the best way to get that is to plant it in a full sun position. If you plant it in a slightly shadier position, it'll still look amazing, just probably won't be quite as bright red as you're getting there.
No, I just nipped to the bathroom, so I didn't hear everything you said, Bex. Did you mention the flowers as well?
No, I didn't. You can do that bit. I saved that
Thank
bit for you.
Well, they do produce like silvery little flowers as well, like silvery white flowers. But I'll be honest, it is more about the foliage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more about the foliage, but it's about low maintenance gardening as well. So if you're looking to change your garden over to something more low maintenance, grasses are a really good way to do that. But I would mix it in with other sort of softer foliage or softer flowers because it adds contrast.
And I was trying to learn from my lessons from 2024, and things. So I always think. when it comes to new year, I always look at what was really good in the garden, and I was always trying to get more of it, and what didn't really work that well. And because we are getting wetter seasons, grasses love it, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They really do. You know, that's not going to get plagued by diseases and things like that. And if it is another wet summer, I mean, let's hope it's not, but it will thrive. It really will. Yeah, I think it's just, I think of all the grasses we've brought, that has to be the most striking.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better one, can you?
I don't know. The Festuca bluegrass is quite nice.
It is. I still prefer the Red Baron.
I get them both.
But actually,
they work together.
yeah, I'm going to say when you get a mixture of colours with grasses, then, and they said bingo.
Yeah,
bingo. But it looks great, doesn't it? Right, better move on then, because we have got the most fragrant daphne that you could ever imagine.
I think this is the one I've got in my garden. I know I've got a daphne and I can't remember which one I planted, but it is it's flowering at the minute. It can't be this one. This one normally flowers between sort of March and April time, so it must be this one. Stu's saying it's the earliest. Yeah.
I think you did buy this one.
It must be this one. Okay, mine's actually in bloom right now, so I've got flowers on it right now, and that is what it looks like. The fragrance that comes from it is just incredible, and the fact that this is an evergreen plant these are the reasons that I went for it in my garden. It lives at just towards the back of the shadier border, so it'll get plenty of evening sun. It'll get sun on it from about 3 or 4 o'clock, no, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it seems to be very, very happy there. It's growing nicely and it's got gorgeous flowers on it.
But out of all, I mean, we have a variety of daphnes, but this particular one, the Perfume Princess, is known to be probably the most fragrant. And the flowers are bigger, aren't they?
They are bigger,
yeah, because
daphnes tend to be, you get the fragrance before you get the flower, I think, because they're quite dainty and small. But the clusters and the size of each flower within those clusters is that much bigger, so you do get to see the flower as well as smell it.
So I'm thinking I don't have a daphne.
Don't you have daphne?
No, I don't. I don't know why not.
It can get to about 4 feet, probably, height and spread here, once it gets to full maturity. I mean, I planted mine last year, and it would have been this size, and I'd say it's at least doubled in size in that first year. So it's got really good growth on it.
I do remember my mum's last garden. She did have one. I've said this before, but on the driveway.
Yes.
Oh my word!
It was great when you get out the car.
Yeah, you get out the car, and the fragrance was amazing. And I do remember the daphne growing very neatly. It's a nice compact shrub.
Yeah.
So it tends to be really nice and compact, and the flowers are amazing. But if you love perfume, if you love fragrance, then the Perfume Princess, I mean, the clue's in the name there, is absolutely stunning. Right, we have got Pyrrhus next. You get 2 of these, and this is the Flaming Silver. So buy one, get one free, basically. I always think Pyrrhus are... I think they're a bit underrated, actually.
Yeah.
Because I think they are a really, really wonderful, again, evergreen plant. So, look, it's the middle of January. Look how gorgeous that foliage looks. But you get those amazing flowers in springtime as well.
Yeah, and they really are quite beautiful, aren't they? They look a bit like Lily of the Valley, which
yes.
is what we've got some of those coming up next for you. It is the perfect showy evergreen plant because it just does so many things for you. You get that young foliage that comes through and these shades of pink and magenta and red, and it really is very, very beautiful when that happens. It's fully hardy, it's low maintenance, it has really long-lasting interest on it. It barely needs any pruning. You can prune it if you want to, by the way. It'll only get to about 1.5 meters, this one, so 1.5 meters height, 1.5 meters spread. A little bit of pruning if you want to maintain the size and shape of it, but actually it's so low maintenance. And there's only one thing it needs, isn't there?
Yes, which is an acid soil. So erication compost, basically. So if you've got things like, I've got a whole border with like rhododendrons and azaleas, I've got all these sort of like acid-loving plants there, and that's where my Pyrrhus sits, and it's very, very happy. So if you haven't got acid soil or you don't want to create an acid border, just grow it in pots, but you will need ericaceous compost.
It definitely draws the eye, it draws the attention.
Yeah, it does.
I was telling Stu the other day, there's a house I walked past on this dog walk that I do, and there was this, they've got it growing in the front garden in a pot, and I kept walking past it thinking, that is beautiful, and I took loads of pictures of it on my phone thinking, I'll find out what that is. And then we brought the Pyrrhus into the potting shed, and I was like, that's it, that's exactly what that plant is?
So I think it's one of those plants that is a bit underrated because it offers so much.
It does.
And I think the only thing that might stop you buying it is the fact that it loves acid soil. But again, that's very easy to create. You know, put some ericaceous compost in the border or grow it in a pot.
Yeah,
but they do look good all year round and they are very easy to grow. But when they flower, it's that extra sort of like magnificence that they bring.
I thought the flowers would be insignificant, but when you see them, they really are actually quite significant.
And you get lots of little ones all on the stems.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Really beautiful. And you get 2 of those. It is a buy one, get one free today at just £9.99.
So put one in your basket, enter the code, the other one will appear for you.
And then we are going to move on to, we've had some lovely plants today. We're going to move on to the lily of the valley, the convallaria. I know it's lily of the valley. I remember my nan having a massive border. It was actually a sloped border, so it was covered in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a shady area, one side of the garden.
Perfect spot.
Loved it.
Yeah, and they do want to be in that shady spot, which can be a really tricky area for us as gardeners. There, you know, not as many things grow there, do they? So this is a fantastic one to plant in those spots. It's a herbaceous perennial, so it'll die back down underground, but reliably just comes back for you every single year. It doesn't get massive either, does it? We're only talking maybe about
20 centimetres,
30 centimetres height and spread here, but those beautiful flowers that you get on there that brighten those shady borders right the way through from, you know, it starts in about April and goes through to May time for you as well, and they do last for several weeks. They're really, really easy. The only thing I would suggest is they don't really like so they're winter hardy, don't worry about that, but when you're starting them off, they don't like the sort of cold wet. So I would probably start these off in pots and then I would plant them into that location, and then you're fine from that point on. You don't need to worry.
And again, the fragrance, I mean, you know, lily of the valley is used in so many like perfumes and soaps and things like that. There's whole ranges that are based on lily of the valley. So the fragrance is amazing. That's why you can use them as a cut flower as well. And they naturally sort of spread. I mean, the roots spread and produce like, say, the pips, and then you get extra flowers. So over a period of time, when these naturalise, they can literally cover a whole area.
I love that.
Yeah, they're
but
beautiful.
Easy to maintain as well. If they spread too far, you can stop that from happening.
Yeah. And actually, if you've got bluebells, they work really well together. You imagine the lily of the valley with bluebells.
Get your snowdrops coming up first, and then your bluebells coming up.
They're lovely.
Along with your lily of the valley.
Yeah,
nice.
I think, again, at that price, 10 pips for £9.99, 580-050. Right. How's the group chat, Bex?
Don't know, it's over here.
Have a look.
Let's see if anyone's got anything to say. Is it Grimmy and Olwen? Oh, it's Grimmy and Olwen say goodbye, basically.
Well, that's not very inspiring.
Grimmy's going to catch up with the rest of the show later.
Cool.
Elaine's saying something about the pig spire. I got 2. They're in the garden now. They're fantastic.
Brilliant.
She got a bit of a bargain on those. Olwens have arrived as well. She can't wait for the bedding. Oh, she says I can't wait for the bedding plants. They'll be coming soon.
Before you know it. We normally start those end of February, don't we? Yeah, some of the...
it's not long at all, honestly. Very soon those things will be coming.
You wait.
Wonderful. If you want to join in the chat, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. We're also got an email address where you can send any pictures to, or questions or comments or anything you like. ygtv@ugarden.com. We're nosy. We like seeing in your garden. Send us some pictures.
And just quickly, for those of you that have just joined us, you see that offer code YGTV0325. That unlocks. That's really important. You need to use that. You can use it with other, vouchers and things, but you have to use that code, and that unlocks all of the promotions. It will give you 2 free gifts today with a total value of nearly £18. You're going to get a pack of mystery balls worth £7.99, and we did these last year and you loved them, the fabulous super scented sweet peas. Now, 50 seeds, each one should germinate. They're going to give you amazing sweet peas. These were Bex's last year. They flowered profusely. The fragrance was divine, and if you keep picking them, they will keep flowering. So your free gifts today are worth nearly £18. You'll get that with every single order. We very rarely do 2 free gifts, but you will get 2 today. And if you're not a club member, you see there's 2 prices on the screen. There's that one, then there's the really nice one. If you are a club member, then you will get 15% off. But one final thing, if you spend over £40, you will get free postage as well. Yes, so many reasons to shop with us, but let's remind you of some of the photos we've had today on YouGarden TV. So this is Rose of the Year 2025. It could not be more current. Rose of the Year 2025. And this is, I mean, it's a beautiful hybrid tea rose. Many of you know hybrid tea, single big roses on tall, strong stems. Great as a cut flower, beautifully fragrant. Disease resistant, flowers for up to 6 months of the year, and a rose can live for decades. So what a wonderful investment today. You're going to be one of the very first in the UK to get the Rose of the Year 2025, 531185. Then we've got clematis, not clematis that are going to be a bunch of twigs right now. Oh no, these are evergreen and they are winter flowering. So you've got the freckles we're looking at right now, that will flower from sort of November right the way through to May time. You have got the Wisley Cream and the Early Sensation. The Wisley Cream is like the bell-shaped one, and then you have got the Early Sensation that has got the lovely kind of green centres as well. Fully winter hardy, evergreen, and remember that one there is the Early Sensation, and they say will flower for up to 6 months combined, which is incredible. £17.97 for all three of those. Then rosemary, Miss Jessup's Upright. I think this is amazing. You get 3 of them, and we have got some deals on the pots to go with them, don't forget. So they are, again, evergreen, they're fragrant. Obviously, it's a great herb that you can use with your lamb, with your roast potatoes, with your G&T, but it does flower in summer, and the flowers are the prettiest colour that you could ever imagine. It's like this lovely cornflower blue, just spectacular, and great for pollinators as well. Now, we are always trying to get more pollinators in our garden. So important, so many reasons to go for the rosemary there, 750063. Now, a wonderful Acer. Acers will start to come back into leaf sort of March time, and this one is the Negundo Flamingo. Now, it's extraordinary in terms of colour. The leaves are cream and pink and green. It's quite fast growing, this one. It's a lot more vigorous than some other acers, and it can grow quite large, this one, so even 3 to 4 metres when fully established. Brilliant price. I'm not being funny. If that had leaves on it right now, we could be charging so much more. But buy it now, get it planted, great for pots, £39.99. If you've never grown acers, couple of golden rules. I think they do better in dappled shade. So full sun scorches the leaves, too much shade, you don't get the colours. So dapple shade, and do not put them near wind. They like to be in sheltered spots. Amazing, that one, 511481. And then we've got, basically, this is white forsythia. So if you know forsythia, you know those lovely yellow bright flowers that you get kind of end of February, March time, this is the white cousin. It doesn't grow quite as big, so up to about a metre, metre and a half, and hardy to about -5, -6, 510720. Lovely winter flowering plant there, absolutely gorgeous. And fragrant as well. And talking of fragrance, probably the most fragrant Daphne that we bring you is the Perfume Princess. It's got a really rich, intoxicating fragrance. It's evergreen, it's compact. A beautiful, beautiful plant, and only £17.99 today, 511038. And then don't forget we brought you that lovely Pieris on a buy one get one free. This is known as Flaming Silver. I really like this one because the leaves are on the sort of like cream and green colour scale, with the reds as the new growth comes through. So lovely variegated foliage, but it will produce divine white flowers in normally about April time. You get these lovely white flowers, several of them all on the little stems as well. And that is 511091. But a very good afternoon. Welcome to YouGarden TV. Lovely to have your company, having a great show, aren't we?
Having a lovely time. We always do when we're in the potting shed.
We do.
Every time.
And what we've got coming up next is the most extraordinary deal that we have seen on our mini auction. One of my New Year's resolutions was to grow more fruit and veg.
Perfect.
So Stu was saying most people want to eat more fruit and veg. Well, I do want to eat more fruit and veg.
That's why you want to grow it first.
Exactly. And I was just thinking about supermarkets and the fruit that they sell. A lot of fruit is in plastic containers, even apples in plastic bags, aren't they?
Yeah, it really frustrates me.
Yeah.
Like what?
Why?
Broccoli wrapped in cling film.
Yeah.
That's not necessary.
And then you think about the carbon footprint, where those fruit and veg have come from. You know, I bought some raspberries the other day, and there you go, Morocco, you know? So you think, hang on, that journey. And when we grew up, we ate seasonally. Did you, Bex?
Yes,
I mean,
much
you're a bit
more,
younger than me, but we...
But much more than we do now, because obviously things weren't as available. We very much got into the habit of, all I want strawberries in December. Well, if we ate more seasonally, we would actually eat a much more varied diet.
We would, and a better diet.
Yeah.
But what we've got for you right now are the nation's favourite apples, pears and plums. Braeburn, crisp, tangy, sweet. Conference pear, juicy, delicious. Oh,
it's so good.
Oh,
and Victoria plum as well.
I mean,
they are the nation's favourites, and that's why this collection has been put together.
And you're going to get 3 fruit trees. Club members, £20.37. I'm not being funny, in 2 years' time, you probably get your money back with fruit.
Yeah, definitely.
But here's our head gardener, Peter McDermott, the one and only, to tell you more.
Plant a tree and improve the environment is the big message here. But these are fabulous because not only are you planting 3 trees in this case, but they're productive trees. So if you're going to plant a tree, is a great thing to do. Great for the environment, great for the world. Plant a fruit tree, great for your pocket, great for your health because you're now going to save money. These will produce tens and tens of pounds of fruit in weight every year from the 3rd year onwards.
Wow.
A mature apple Braeburn could produce between 40 and 50 pounds of fruit in weight per season once it's fully mature. A Victoria plum, that picture of the Victoria plum you can see there.
Yeah.
I was actually, I don't think I took the picture, but I was there the day the pictures and the videos were taken. That was just in Cambridge, just north of Cambridge, in a little village called Cottenham. And they were astonishing, but you see the branches that are almost like cascading down there. That's the weight of the fruit doing that to them. And you, again, can pick 30, 40 or even 50 pounds of fruit from a mature Victoria plum. And then Conference pear, which is the 3rd of these, you've got Braeburn apple, you've got Conference pear, then you've got the beautiful, beautiful plum, but you've got all 3 of those included. But the pear is divine. That was a friend's hand, but in my garden. So that is a tree in my garden. God. Massively productive, and they'll live for 40, 50, even 60 years. This is a commercial grade fruit tree that's on a dwarfing rootstock. So you could grow this in a smaller garden. This is going to get to a couple of metres tall. You can prune it really easily. And the rule of thumb with pruning fruit trees is you summer prune for fruit. Who would have thought you summer prune fruit trees? The professionals do. Summer prune for fruit, winter prune for growth. So if you want your tree to stop growing vigorously, and it's a fruit tree, prune it in the summer. If you want it to grow and grow in size and stature, winter pruning is the answer. So it couldn't be easier, but that's the rule of thumb. And this is Braeburn apple. So this will live for the next 50 or so years. Plant it in a sunny position. Plant it somewhere where there's plenty of airflow. The rule of thumb I always say is if you stand like this, go over there. Go on,
like
put
this,
your arm out like
yeah.
that. Okay, so I'm one tree. That's the closest the next tree needs to be. So I always think about 2 metres in a garden setting, and that allows plenty of light, plenty of airflow, plenty of sunshine. And you could plant these in a row, in a sunny position, all 3 of them together, about 6 foot or 2 metres apart. Okay. You could live basically in a block of flats.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you?
You could have an external balcony area, and you can still grow your own apples, pears and plums, because the space you need is this. Yeah. And actually, at this time of year, you can put them right together, because they're dormant at this time of year. There are no leaves. It's only really from about March onwards, when they're coming into leaf and they're blossoming, you just need to give them a little bit more, space to get around them and allow the pollinators in. But they are all self-fertile. So all 3 of these varieties will...
Brilliant.
So Braeburn will pollinate itself. Victoria will pollinate itself. Conference will pollinate itself. So you don't need to worry about, do I need a second apple? No, you don't. Do you need a second pear? No, you don't. Do you need a second plum? No, you don't. It's all fine. So they're compact. They're professional quality. They're grower quality. They're self-fertile. Great for pots, great for the garden.
And what's the maximum kind of height these going to grow, Peter?
Well, interestingly, if you grow them in pots, that slightly topiarizes them, slightly dwarfs them, if you like, so it will stop the growth. But left unchecked, they would eventually get to 2 metres, maybe 3 metres eventually. But
that's not huge, though, is
not
it?
really.
No.
But the way to stop that is just take out the leader. So this is the leader. This is known as the leader, this central stem, because what plants know up from down. They know what gravity is. Strange to think that, but they really do. So they have this thing called apical dominance. And apical dominance says there will always be one branch in any tree that is the leader. It's pointing to the sun, pointing to the sky, and opposing gravity. If you just get a pair of secateurs and at 45 degrees just take out the central leader, and then one of these other branches will eventually take over, and in 2 years do it again. And what happens when you take the leader out is you get all of this lovely feathering, all of these lovely side branches, and it's the side branches that give you the biggest crops of fruit.
Oh, that was our lovely piece. And yes, you can grow these in our heavy-duty pots. And, I mean, I'm just working out for club members. You can get the heavy-duty pots on our website, aren't they? So you can find them.
Yeah, you can find them. Make sure you use our code.
Yes. But these work out for club members less than £7 a tree. And you may well get some fruit in the first year. We never promise loads. You know, you'd be lucky if you get 1 or 2. But year 2, year 3 onwards, you're going to start to get kilos and kilos of gorgeous Braeburn apples, Conference pears and Victoria. And one thing we often say as well is, with pears and apples, you can store them. You really can for months.
Yeah, and somewhere cool and dark, actually, you can store them for a really long time. And particularly the pears, if you pick them just before they're ripe, that means they'll store for even longer as well.
I mean, that's what my mum used to. She, you know, as a child, they'd wrap the apples in newspaper and shove them in the shed.
Perfect.
So I would love everybody to order these today. Start off your own mini orchard. They're never going to get too big. They're easy to look after, and they'll reward you on so many different levels. A friend of mine's a teacher, and he was saying that, you know, some of the children that he teaches have no idea where food comes from.
Yeah,
which is really sad.
We have become very fast. Everything's fast-paced, isn't it? It's I want it now, and there is no thought and process behind it. And this is why I've always loved doing a bit of grow your own, because I've got kids, and it's lovely for them to see that. It doesn't just come out of a packet, actually. Grows in the ground.
And I always, you know, I always do some grow your own, but I want to do more. I really do. So that's a great introduction. Mini orchard, 300,004. Right, Leslie. Good afternoon, Leslie.
Hello, Leslie.
So, Leslie, do you want to buy? Is it Rose of the Year that Leslie's after?
Yeah, the Rose of the Year. You're my everything.
Yeah, I was going to go exactly the same.
Good, I'm glad. So she wanted a recommendation of which pot to grow it in. And yeah, this one, because it's the largest one that we've got, so it'll work perfectly in here. It can certainly live in here for many years, I would recommend. And
what I was going to say is roses, they have deep roots. They actually have really long roots. So that's why if you notice, our roses arrive in pots that are long. We don't send them in like stubby round pots. They're in long pots because of the deep roots. So that's why if you look at it, that would be absolutely perfect for that.
Yeah,
and that'd be happening there for a good number of years.
Yeah, several years. In fact, I've got roses planted in not this one, but a similar size pot, and it works perfectly.
Yeah.
So.
The only thing I will say, if you've got a rose in a pot, obviously look at the watering during the summer and make sure you keep feeding as well. I mean, the blooming fast is brilliant. Although we do specialist rose feeds, but I use the blooming fast. Yeah,
and maybe just as a little additional thing to add yourself a bag of our root grow, the mycorrhizal fungi, into your order, because this is you put it in when you're planting, and it will really help the roots to get established much quicker, and stronger, healthier roots means stronger and healthier plants.
Just checking
it's entirely up to you. It's not something I used to use, but actually now I do use it quite regularly because it does do amazing things.
Gets off to the best start possible. But yeah, that's definitely the one we recommend. So size-wise, you want to go for, I would say, a minimum of 35 centimetres as a minimum.
There you go.
It's already arrived enough.
Let us know. Oh, well, there is another option for pot if you want to. If you want to go for pots.
Yeah, I think that's too small for the rose.
I would say that's it could be a temporary home for it.
First year or so,
that's it.
I think it's too small.
But if you want to go for, if you're looking for pots and you want a good deal, which is what we've got here, an amazing deal, because you're getting one free, you're going to put one of these into your basket, enter that code that you can see there, look, YGTV0325, and then the other one will appear in your basket. It's a beautiful design. Love that laurel kind of design, but the colour on it, that dark,
it's really
deep
nice.
Brown colour, it's beautiful.
Right, any other questions? We're going to be live for another half an hour.
Is that it? Oh, my word. Flies by when you're having fun, doesn't it?
So we've still got some things to show you as
yeah,
well.
we have. And we've still got to grow your owns as well.
Yeah. Now, we've both got this one, haven't we?
Yes.
Yes.
I got a couple of these, but I got them as babies.
Yeah, I
got the teeny tiny ones.
And I got the slightly big one. And I will be honest, I got a bigger crop because I bought the more established one.
Absolutely. So mine's getting to a good size now. I had a small handful. I had a couple of them last year.
You bought the 9 centimetre pots?
I got the 9 centimetres, so I've had to wait for them to get established, which is fine. But this is great because this is, look at the price you're getting on here. And of course, club members get an amazing discount as well with 15%. And I paid so much. It was a good deal at the time. But I should have waited. I should have got the bigger one because mine are only just about this big now, and I've had them for 2 years.
So you might be thinking, what is a honeyberry?
Yes.
Oh my word, where do we start? I can honestly say, when I first picked mine a couple of years ago, the taste, I couldn't believe it.
It's quite an explosion of flavour.
It is, and we always say it's a bit of a cross between like blackberry, blueberry, a little bit of kiwi in there. I never taste the kiwi bit, but it is like, you imagine like a gorgeous blueberry that's even sweeter, more fleshy.
That's the thing. It's slightly sweeter. See, I'm not a big fan of blueberries, but I think just that slight sweet edge that you get to the honeyberry is what really makes this delicious for me.
And so I think it's a bit fleshier. There's more to it, and they're elongated. It flowers you actually at the blossom sort of March time, and I remember I didn't even notice blossoms. I turned around and it was covered, like literally these little sort of like yellow flowers. But when you get the fruit in summer, it's incredible. And I'm thinking that will fruit this year because of the size.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
I would really expect some fruit this year.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's really good for you as well. So we know how good blueberries are. They're a superfood, aren't they? They're packed with antioxidants and loads of vitamins, and they're supposed to be really, really good for you. Well, if you have a little do a little search, honeyberry is supposed to be even better.
Really, really high in your antioxidants and all your vitamins. I think a very easy one as well, because the thing with blueberries, you always need an acid soil, which is fine, but sometimes you buy blueberries, you think, I need to buy some special compost. This will be happy in our regular premium compost.
Yeah, and I like that about this. I've got both growing, but for some people, having to grow an ericaceous compost is just too much of a faff.
Yeah,
so
it's an extra expense.
Going for this is the alternative to growing blueberries, and it's a brilliant alternative. It's completely winter hardy as well, so you don't have to worry about any kind of extra winter protection. If you want to grow it in pots, you can do. It'll get to about 3 feet by 3 feet. It'll get to a really nice size, but it'd be perfect for growing in our heavy-duty pots. In fact, you know what? That's one of the plants I'm going to dig up. I'm going to take that with me when I go.
Absolutely, I think you
that
should.
One's not staying.
So easy to grow, nice sunny spot, nice big pot for that, and you will get the most magnificent fruit. I mean, honestly, that is one of my favourite fruits to grow in my garden. We always say, sorry if you just said this, Bex, self-fertile.
I did not say that.
So self-fertile, but in honesty, if you have a pair of them, you generally get even bigger crops, but they are self-fertile.
Yeah, that's why I went for 2. I mean, if you want one, it's fine.
Yeah. I think I've got 3. No, I've got 3, yeah. But one was a smaller one. Anyway, are you going to get it at $6.99?
Are you going to get it?
$5.94.
$6.99.
Honeyberries, you don't see them in the supermarkets. I don't think they travel that well, but you do see them in the sort of health drinks and things like that. And it is part of the honeysuckle family, by the way, but please don't eat other berries off your honeysuckles because they're not edible, but that particular variety is, and it's delicious. Right, Magnolia.
Yeah, the Solangiana. This is an incredibly popular variety of magnolia. Honestly, it's so very beautiful, and the flowers that you can get from this, I mean, they can be huge, can't they? Beautiful pink tones you get on this one as well. Each of those flowers can be about, 25 centimetres across. They've got those lovely sort of tulip goblet-shaped flowers that are going to cover those branches. And what we love about the magnolia is that those flowers come in just before the foliage, so it really does make them stand out beautifully.
I mean, and this can grow. I mean, it will grow in the right environment, several metres high.
Yeah, probably a good 6 metres.
Yeah.
6 metres height and spread here. My mum's got I'm sure it's the Solangiana she's got in her garden. It is so very pretty. It is it's the focal point when you look down the garden. Really, really beautiful. But you can prune it if you want to keep it smaller. You can.
My mum has got. Well, no, she hasn't got this, but the neighbour does. But my mum gets all the benefit.
Yeah, brilliant.
But it is spectacular. When I think of magnolias, I think of beauty and elegance and tranquility. And when any plant flowers before it produces the leaves, it is even more spectacular. It is even more gorgeous. And again, although magnolias don't flower for months and months, when they are in bloom, they completely steal the show.
They do, absolutely.
And occasionally, this particular variety does have a second wind, and you never get as many flowers, but sometimes they will flower a bit later in the summer. Not always, but my mum's neighbours did this last year.
They don't like too much disturbance, so it's good to find a spot for it and leave it there, because they can sulk if you have to move them. They're fine, they will recover, but they do tend to sulk a little bit. And actually, and this is something important to know, they do quite like a shaded root, or they will establish quicker in a shaded root, so do consider that as well.
And I wouldn't put it in an exposed site. You don't want the flowers to be ruined by strong winds and things like that. So, you know, nice sort of like sheltered area would be absolutely superb. But that is a gorgeous variety. I mean, I think it's fair to say that's probably the most popular.
Yes.
In the UK.
Yeah, for sure.
And you are getting a buy one get one free on those as well. And if you do want to contain it, you could grow it in a pot. But obviously, as it gets more mature, you want a good sized pot.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Are you ready? I know this one is winter sweet. I have never grown this.
No, me neither.
But I love the look of the flowers.
I think they
are
incredibly beautiful, and what I love about this is that it produces a really sweet-smelling flower, and I am so into fragrance in the garden.
Yeah, same here.
I want to wake up all of my senses when I'm in the garden. I love looking at greenery. I love looking at flowers, but oh my word, the scent that you get from certain flowers is incredible, and this one is a super sweet one.
I don't know why I've never grown it, because I love the colour of them as well.
Yeah, I think they're really interesting. Those flowers are gorgeous.
It's like a burgundy with a yellow.
Yeah. No, it's deciduous, obviously we can tell that, because those flowers come through on the bare stems, and the normal flowering time for this would be between January and March, so you can see that there are buds appearing on there. And every year, for many years, because this will be really long-lived, you will have those gorgeous flowers in the darkest, dullest months of the year. And then once this gets to full size, which can be, 3 metres height and spread, you could be cutting stems of that to bring indoors, to bring that scent inside. I think that would be incredible.
So if you like the Chimanthus pericox, I know it's winter sweet, because it is giving that lovely sweet fragrance in the middle of winter, sort of February, March time. Yeah, and that should, again, I would be expecting that to flower in the next month or so.
Yeah. Sun, part shade, it's not going to mind, actually, so you've got a few options where you plant that one.
There are so many wonderful plants, aren't there? So I could buy everything.
Fully winter hardy as well, so it has our lifetime guarantee that comes with it. If you see the snowflake symbol attached to any of the items that we bring you that says it's winter hardy, it has a lifetime guarantee. So if it fails in 10 years' time and we're still stocking.
Still socking.
We're still stocking that plant. We will replace it for you free.
And that is amazing, isn't it?
You only have to pay a postage cost and it'll come out to you.
Right, we're going to move on, because I think one of the best plants that we sell at UGarden are our Nandinas, and we've got I think about 5 or 6 different types of Nandina. But as an all-rounder, it doesn't get better than Nandina, because these never ever let you down. They look good every single day of the year, and I mean that, every single day of the year they look good. They are fully evergreen. So I mean, this has just come from outside. I mean, we've had -6, -7 on the nursery.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually,
it's been really cold, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, maybe even lower temperatures, but look how good it looks.
Yeah.
And actually, this one isn't really looking as colourful as it can do, but that gives you an idea of the foliage. And you also get the flowers and the berries.
Oh,
of course it will.
It's a young plant.
Yeah.
So, of course, once it matures, that's when you're going to get all that beautiful colour, that bright sort of pinky red foliage that comes through. You're going to get clusters of small white flowers in the summertime, and you will get berries in the autumn. So, there is a lot to talk about this. It's going to need to mature a little bit first. I love that combination.
I know.
That combination is incredible. The Festuca bluegrass with that Nandina, it's a perfect combo.
Now, we recently had the Firepower Nandina on the show, and she just said, what's the difference? Well, this one actually goes a lot bigger.
It does.
Yeah, so the Firepower goes to about 50.
About 4 feet on this one, so about 1.20 m.
Yeah, so it goes
height.
Bigger and taller.
Yeah. The leaf shape is slightly different as well. I think what you've got on this one is smaller leaves, than the other one you've got bigger leaves. Yeah, there are differences. Same sort of family, but there are distinct differences between the two.
But the reason why it is such a great all-rounder, it doesn't matter about soil type. So, pretty much all soils, sunshade and everything in between as well.
Honestly,
I mean, also you
pollution. You were saying,
great for urban gardens. Some certain plants hate living in the city, like some of us hate living in the city, but that doesn't care. So, it's really hard to go wrong with an Andina.
Really
and the one
hard.
I nearly killed one, which is impossible to do, but basically I bought one in a pot, put it around the side of the greenhouse and completely forgot about it. And this is in the height of summer, and it basically didn't even get watered for several weeks. It lost all of its leaves. I thought I'd killed it, and it all grew back. I mean, they are really hard to kill. They really are. But they look good all year round. And I always think with any garden, you need that mixture of deciduous and evergreen. You really do. Because otherwise, you have so many months where the garden looks dreadful. And that looks good every single day of the year. I love our Andinas.
I do.
And they're easy. You need a few easy plants.
Genuinely one of my favourite plants that we bring you because of the fact that they have so much to talk about with them.
And again, fully winter hardy, lifetime guarantee. And then just quickly, we have got, now this nursery where we work, YouGarden, used to be a heather specialist, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Yes. When you drive in, there's loads of heather out the front there, and it looks great no matter the season.
It does,
That's why it's called the Four Seasons Heather Collection. It does, honestly. Every single time we drive in, the heather is looking incredible. The fragrance you get from heather as well during the summer months when the fragrance is just beautiful. But for me, it's about low maintenance, year-round beauty, isn't it, with heather?
Yeah. The only thing we say with heather, it does prefer an acid soil.
Yeah.
It's another one that really does a lot better in an acid soil. You can, of course, grow it in pots with ericaceous compost, but looks good every season. And when it flowers en masse, my word. Imagine walking through that.
So pretty.
So that is down today, £7.97, 511 622. So let us know what you're buying today. I know loads of orders going through. A few quick reminders, 2 free gifts today.
Woo-hoo.
2 free gifts. That's your first one, which Bex is beautifully modelling. Sweet Pea Super-scented, 50 of those, worth $9.99. And your other free gift...
Well, it's a mystery bag of bulbs, which I quite like, because then it makes it quite exciting when you get it home, doesn't it? You'll get a bag of bulbs in your order.
And some of you are placing separate orders, so you get more free gifts. You may well get different packs of bulbs. Yeah, can't promise what you may do. But we have just made our club even better. We have got about 45,000 current members on our discount club. If you're not a member, oh my word, the benefits have got even better. So just have a look. There's a couple of people that look just like us to tell you more. If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year, we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member. And that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club. Do you know, we genuinely had such a good time filming that.
It was a fun day, wasn't it?
Well, we were so excited about the content, you know, those messages.
Yeah.
You know, it was all good news, it was all positive. So we were really actually, you know, sometimes I'm not always excited about a script. Are you the same? No, I liked that. Sorry, Stu just said Steady on Chester. I did a TV ad last year. I like that script.
That was a good script. I liked it.
Yes, Steady on Chester. Yeah, I did an advert for Vintage Cash Cow last year. I'd love to. That was a good one. But you know, some scripts are boring.
Yeah.
That script was good because every message was so positive.
We were very excited. We were excited for ourselves because we're obviously club members and we're going to get that extra 5% discount, 15% in total. But we're also really excited for you guys to be able to tell you about it.
Yeah, we couldn't wait to share. And we had to keep it a secret for like a couple of weeks, didn't we?
We're not good at that, are we?
No. I did tell a few of my friends.
Don't admit it. Anyway, we're very pleased that has got bigger and better. We like that there are bigger discounts, and everybody who joins the club or is already a club member gets to enjoy all of those.
Yeah, so thank you to all of you that have just joined the club. And if you're already a member, next time your club membership renews, you'll get all of those extra, say, additions as well. But the deal of the week is amazing. This is on my list right now. It's the Peach Red Haven Bare Root fruit tree. Yes, you can grow peaches in the UK. This is fully winter hardy. So imagine, I mean, I'm not being funny, you're paying £8.49. What would you pay for even 4 peaches?
Yeah.
I bet like in certain supermarkets you pay £2.99.
Yeah.
Do you know, some supermarkets do 4 in a pack. You can produce and grow your own peaches.
And it doesn't taste as good as when you've grown it and picked it yourself. I love that sense of satisfaction that you get, and honestly nothing tastes juicier or sweeter than when you have put the time and energy into growing it.
And I think it is so rewarding. When you're buying this as a bare root, and we showed you earlier, very easy to grow. Just unwrap it, give it a good soak overnight in water. You can grow it in one of our heavy duty pots, the big black pots that are on our website, or you could plant it in the ground. Just keep it well watered when it gets established. But this year, it will blossom this year. So you get lovely blossoms at May time. You may get a few peaches in year 1, but we never guarantee it. But year 2 onwards, you start getting pounds and pounds of delicious peaches. And the only thing we say is the blossom that comes in the springtime, you do need to just keep an eye on the blossom if it's frosty. You just need to give the blossom protection. The actual tree is winter hardy, but you just need to protect the blossom because the frost can lower the yield.
Encourage the amount of fruits that you get on there. You know, if those flowers don't get affected too much by the frost. So
and self-fertile. We often worry, don't we, about self-fertile. I like the blossom, the leaves on this as well.
They're really pretty. The peach blossom is really, really beautiful. And you were saying, weren't you, about the peach foliage? It's slightly longer, isn't it?
It is. The long sort of tapered leaves. Yeah. It's a very attractive plant, tree rather, and it will never ever get too big, this one.
No, we are really talking about potentially 2 metres in height on this one. So even if you've got the smallest of spaces, you don't need acres of land, you don't need an orchard, you can grow these on a patio in a pot very happily.
Yeah, I think that's great. So I'm definitely, I'm going a lot more fruit and veg this year, I've decided. So that is in my basket.
Good.
Right, you've loved the large Durham planter today.
I'm glad. This is such a good price on here because it's a buy one, get one free. If you put one in your basket and enter the code, we'll just give you one.
Yeah. That in your basket, and then boom, you get. In fact, you're going to get, even if you just buy these planters, you're going to get both of those. You're going to get your free sweet pea seeds worth £10, and you get a mystery bag of bulbs worth £7.99 just by using that code down there. You point to it, Bex, it's never you now. There you go. YGTV 0325.
6. Oh, here we go. Okay, can you reach now, he says?
I've got short arms.
There you go. There it is.
Hang on, don't move it. There, that's the code. You all know that if you're regular, but if you're not, you maybe wondered what that was. I mean, you always need to use that. It changes every week. And then we've got loads of discounted pots, but these are the lovely butterscotch ones.
It's a beautiful colour, and I actually like that description, butterscotch. It's a really good descriptive colour for that one. It's not just a deep brown colour. It has got a lovely kind of shading to it.
I think it's got warmth.
Pretty.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
And a lovely laurel design on there as well. You've got the lip around the edge, you've got reinforcement around there as well, drainage holes in the bottom, 8 of them, raised bits for those extra bits of water to run away from. Pretty, lightweight, designed to last for years because they're UV stabilised and frost resistant. That's the same for your dining.
And I always think with a man-made pot, they're a lot easier to move around. You know, they are a lot lighter. You know, I mean, I've got massive muscles, as you know, Bex.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's, you know, bodybuilder over here.
Yeah, very buff me.
World's strongest man.
Do you know, I was looking at my arms the other day and I thought they really are not what they were. They really are a little bit on the puny side nowadays. What was Stu saying about gladiators?
He was saying they turned you down for gladiators because you were going to make everybody look small. And then he was telling us there's a new gladiator coming up called Hammer.
Called Hammer?
I do quite like gladiators. My kids got right into
it. Do you?
Gladiator ready! The original Gladiator was around when I was a kid, so I
did quite like
it.
Do you know what I'm rewatching?
What's that?
The whole of Gavin and Stacey from the
beginning.
Are you?
It's
great.
So good.
I watched it right from the beginning. Are you watching
Traitors?
Yeah.
Did you watch last night's?
Yeah. It's so good.
No spoilers. If you're watching it, it's brilliant.
I can't wait for tonight. I can't wait for tonight.
I know! Right, we've got, this is my favourite of the deals, but listen, it's up to you. I just really like the fact that you're going to get 3 here for £9.99. Of course, if you're in the club, that would be £8.50, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Good.
Oh, my word. So £3.33 if you're not in the club, and less than that if you are.
£8.50, that's amazing.
That is so good, isn't it? And I really like the size of these. I think the design is perfect. I like the dark colour, the infinity design, the lip around the edge. I think it's contemporary, but I think you could mix it in with all your other pots. If you're in a cottage garden, it'd be absolutely fine. And I think it'll work for a bunch of different things that we've got. You know, you could plant your rosemary in, that's a triple pack. You could plant your red baron in, that's a triple pack. It'd be great for bulbs and things as well. You know, I like this.
And summer bedding, you know, it won't be that long. But I mean, the value is absolutely amazing. So we've had such a lovely time, by the way. We've only got about 10 or 11 minutes left, we're hearing. So it's been a great show. And don't forget, you can order afterwards. But we're going to go back to the favourites, starting with the Miss Jessup's Upright Rosemary. She won't be happy I got her name wrong. No. Miss Jessup's Upright. I'll be honest, I had a bit of dental work yesterday, so it's just settling in, I think.
Right, so we've got 3 of these for you. So all 3, huge saving, £17 saving on there. Lovely fragrance that you get from that foliage. Obviously, you can use it in your cooking. Beautiful flowers once it appears as well. And the flowers are normally there between sort of May, June time, and they do tend to cover the top of the plant, don't they?
Yeah. They really do.
Pretty.
I mean, say, you would grow that just as an evergreen flowering plant. You really would. But to get the benefit of having fresh herbs. I mean, isn't it ridiculous as well that we go to the supermarket and we buy a bag of rosemary?
Yeah, and you never use it all. You end up throwing some away.
And I've bought
rosemary from the shop for years because I just go out and cut it off my little rosemary bush.
There's no point, is it? And I tell you what, dried rosemary is not the same, is it? No, it's not. It's not. So anyway, 3 of those, £11.02 for all of you club members, £12.97 if you're not. Right, evergreen, winter flying clematis. Yes, you heard it right. Evergreen winter flowering. I mean, that's a dream, isn't it?
It is a dream, because normally clematis, summer flowering, deciduous. So, you know, in the wintertime it just looks straggly and boring and there's nothing to look at. But actually, get yourself some winter clematis and you can have clematis flowers all year round. We've got 3 lovely varieties included in here as well, 2 of which have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. And we are talking 6-7 months worth of flowers from these different varieties. The one that you're looking at there, which is the one with the green centre, that is the early sensation flowering, so that late winter and into early springtime here.
Freckles is there.
Beautiful. Freckles, that's the longest flowering. That's about November through to May time. Wowzer. Probably the most beautiful in the collection. Depends on what you like.
Then the one that I've got is the Wisley Cream, which I can honestly say is absolutely beautiful. Like, lovely. Sort of anti-white, just slightly off-white, a little bit of green in there.
And that's December to February to flowering here. So we are talking so much flowering. You could grow these in tower pots if you want to. You could grow them up walls. You can grow them through other plants as well if you like.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's so nice to have some clematis that don't lose the leaves, because a lot of clematis do look pretty awful in winter, let's be honest. And you're not supposed to, the ones that I've got, you can't really prune back to like February time. So you've just got all of these straggly, like twigs everywhere. They don't look too great. Right, this is weird and wonderful.
I love this.
First time we've had this on the show as well.
I just take one of the leaves off and just crush it slightly, and you can.
It is a bit citrusy.
Good citrus scent coming off those leaves. It's the citrus pink caviar lime. So it is a lime you got included in here. Right, the interesting bit that you get from this is the most weird and wonderful fruits that will appear on here. You get those dainty little white flowers that appear in springtime.
They look, to me, like a traditional citrus flower.
And then these fruits start to appear for you to be picking sort of late summer, early autumn is what we're talking about. They are edible. Inside are what looks like little caviar beads. They turn pink when they're ripe and ready to pick. And this is about a taste, but also texture sensation. Because each one of those little caviar beads, you put them in your mouth and they will burst. They will pop with this delicious flavour, which is likened to being a bit like a lime and a grapefruit. I quite like the idea of popping some of those into like drinks and things. Do you know what I mean? You can bake them you can cook with them, and you can make jams and preserves. I
just want to try it.
And things as well.
I really do.
I do.
Yeah. Now, again, you want to give this protection in the winter, so a nice, cool conservatory, sheltered porchway.
Yeah, but then take it outside in the summer. They really like it. Citrus love to be outside during the summer. We did only have single figures of these, and I didn't buy one before the show because I thought I'd give everybody a chance.
You may just be lucky.
But I may just be lucky, and I may be getting one of these because I really fancy the idea of that.
Now, we are going to move on to Rose of the Year 2025. This has been really popular. I mean, you think about the competition, all rose breeders want to get that award, Rose of the Year. Of course they do.
Absolutely. It's the best accolade, isn't it?
Rose of the Year 2025. And this one has won on so many different levels. First of all, the colour is spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you've got shades of different colour
Yeah,
in there,
I can see peaches, I can see
peachy,
pinks,
yellowy tones in the centre, and then those deep pink edges. And the way that it just sort of graduates through the petal is incredible.
And actually, I love the foliage because it's actually quite dark, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Perfect backdrop for the flowers to sit against. It's a hybrid tea, so you're going to get nice, long, straight stems, big flowers, gorgeous scent as well. You've got a lovely fruity scent on this one. And it's really easy to grow and look after. You can grow it in a pot if you want to. It's slightly more compact than other varieties, so perfect for growing in a large pot on your patio. But if you want to plant it into borders, you can do that as well. Just make sure they get plenty of sun. Roses do need a decent amount of sun.
And don't get too hung up about pruning.
Yeah, don't.
No.
It's not that difficult.
It's not. I mean, I run a garden club. We did once have a rose expert, and he went into the,
I think there's rules you can follow, and you'll get some great results from it. But actually, roses are really forgiving.
And I think that my golden rule is just, as long as your secateurs are nice and sharp,
Hello to Neil.
Hey, Neil. Hope Rocky's okay.
Rocky, I hope he's all right, my love. Let us know. But nice to have your company. Thank you for coming to join us.
And are Rocky's teeth as sharp as my Teddy's? That's what I want to know. Just quickly. But Neil, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. You've missed a really good show, Neil. And Bex was really good today.
Such a liar.
No, it's been a great fun show. We both had fun. Really had fun. Just quickly though, I tell you what, Neil, who just joined us, there's 2 free gifts today, Neil. Just quickly.
Neil. So you're going to get your blooming fast super scented sweet pea seeds.
Yeah, you get one of those, Neil, and everyone else that's watching, worth $9.99, and you will also get
a mystery bag of bulbs. And I love it when you get a free gift that is going to be a surprise. So yeah, we don't know what you're going to get. Could be tulips, could be lilies, could be any of them.
But you're going to get 2 free gifts, and the combined value is worth nearly £18 with every single order. So even if you're just buying compost today with the free delivery, you will still get 2 free gifts. And just very quickly, this is 100 litres of our best-selling compost. I mean, over the years, we've had thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews. It's the compost that we use on the nursery. So, like our rose here, anything that we've grown.
Yeah, citrus has got it in as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, anything that we've grown on the nursery.
Paper bush.
I mean,
the rhubarb.
I mean,
it's loads of them.
We make up tens of thousands of hanging baskets every year in this compost. So composted wood fibre,
so good.
50% is composted wood fibre, and the texture is just, it's so even.
It's really soft.
Yeah, And that just means that little roots can find their way through and access anything they need, like water, the slow release fertiliser, air. That is so important.
Yeah, really, really important for root development. We've got a slow release fertiliser. We've got that composted wood fibre to help hold on to the moisture. We've also got a pH buffer in here to mean that it's perfect for the majority of things you plant in your garden. Also, your houseplants will love it.
But we don't normally give 2 free gifts. So if you're just buying compost today, if you need to stock up in it, it's got to be spring before you know it. We're already into mid-January, aren't we? So get your compost today and you'll get 2 free gifts.
Just do it in separate orders.
Yes, do it in separate orders. Right, I don't know where the time's gone, Bex. I know.
Every time we have loads of fun in here, don't we?
And we've talked loads of rhubarb today as well.
Rhubarb.
So here's our rhubarb. I am extremely tempted with rhubarb.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to, honestly. It is one of the best things, or one of the easiest things. I think it's a beautiful plant in its own right. You get great, I mean, the stalks of those rhubarb, that lovely pink colour you get, they're incredible. And the leaves are huge. So it's a really interesting, architectural, beautiful plant.
I was going to say, when you just see rhubarb in a garden, it's actually really striking.
It's really pretty.
And if you've got the space for it, because it will grow quite big, but it looks amazing. And then you've got all the benefit. In fact, I just had a rhubarb yoghurt during the break. And rhubarb is the most delicious, nutritious fruit, isn't it?
It's lovely. Do you know, it's one of the first things I planted in our garden when we moved in there 10 years ago.
And what made you plant it?
My mum and dad used to grow it.
Ah, OK.
My mum and dad had it in their garden, and then mum used to get rid of it. I'd be like, don't give me that. So I'd go and visit, and she'd go, here you go, take them. And I'd bring the rhubarb stalks home. So, yeah, it was that reason. They grew it. I love it. So I was like, right, I'm planting it.
And even if you just put rhubarb in a pan with a bit of sugar and then just have it really is.
And if you get loads, honestly, you can blanch it. So into hot water, not too long because it goes really soft very quickly, but just for about a minute, just blanch it in boiling water, drain it off, and then you can freeze it, and then you can have rhubarb crumble whenever you like.
I mean, so many reasons.
I do it in orange juice. It's top tip.
Ooh, nice.
Orange juice, little sprinkling, not too much because I like the tartness of it, little sprinkling of sugar, but I boil it in orange juice and it adds a lovely layer of flavour to it.
But you will get rhubarb this year, but Bex's top tip, don't pick too much. You need to let it establish.
Let it establish.
Right, something that I'm also going to buy, I've got quite a big order in my head today, is the paper bush, the Edgeworthia. We had this last year. If you see this in flower, hopefully later on in the season, because this flower's sort of like February time.
I'm sure, won't we?
Yeah, we will show one in flower, but I mean, you can see that on the image. The way this grows, it's like gnarled, isn't it? The way the branches naturally twist and turn. And then when it flowers, say about February time, it's an explosion of absolute beauty.
And fragrance.
Yes, of course.
The fragrance you get from it is incredible. Winter hardy down to about -5, so a bit of extra winter protection for, you know, the coldest areas in the country. But that is the kind of beauty you can get from it, and genuinely it is an eye-stopping, show-stopping, eye-catching bush for your garden.
Known as the Edgeworthia. It's called the paper bush because the bark has been used in paper to actually make paper. Comes from China, Japan, areas like that, but goes very nicely in the UK. Right, just quickly, we've also got, I think, one of the most stunning grasses ever, the Imperator Red Baron, because this grass is red in the summer. And I know you might be looking going, hang on, Shaun and Bex, that doesn't look very healthy.
I mean, it just goes quiet during the winter, doesn't it? That's the thing. But then you're going to start getting loads of these new shoots coming up very, very soon, and then you're going to get that bright blood red colour from it.
And you'll start to see, sort of normally like March time, maybe a bit earlier, lots of green growth out the bottom, and then that's the colour it goes in summer. It does produce flowers, little silvery flowers, and gets even more intense in the autumn time. But absolutely beautiful, easy to grow. £12.97 for all 3 of those, and then. Last but by no means least.
White forsythia, basically.
White.
So we love the yellow forsythia. It's fantastic in February. Why not add the white forsythia in there as well? Stays nice and compact, this variety. Only gets to about 1.5 meters, which is really compact for forsythia.
Yeah, it is.
It is winter hardy, but again, down to about -5. So just bear that in mind. Might need a little bit of winter protection in the coldest areas of the country.
We're out of time, so thank you so much. We are back, well, in fact, you're back on Sunday
I am
with
back
Adam.
on Sunday with Adam from 9:30.
I'm on QVC. We always have completely different deals on QVC. So I'm on QVC at midday, and I've got a stunning peony on there, actually. Stunning. Right, Bex, that was great.
Love you.
Yes,
See
love
you
you
soon.
too. Love you, and we'll see you very soon on YGTV.